You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
You get tagged for the Jags. Now, it's not a one-day thing. It's a couple weeks. It just opens it up. So I think we'll start to get the rumors and the expectations, anticipation, the predictions on who will get tagged. And in Jacksonville, it really looks like there are two options to get tagged, and that would be Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd. And quite frankly, I think the sentiment is neither will. But let's talk a little bit more about it. Just part of the day here on a Tuesday, Brent and Austen Show. And we're live actually I'm live from the Winston YMCA, a place where Austen sometimes works out, gets ready for a fight camp. Instead, he's in Orlando getting ready for a fight coming up in March in London. And we are here for the High School Spring Sports Media Day, which is basically a car wash for all the spring sports. Ton of kids here, ton of different high schools. And we'll have more from this coming up later in the show. And we'll hear from a bunch of the kids from about 12:20 or so till toward the end of the show. We will play that. We've got a little Major League Baseball talk. Hamby's got a list of Major League Baseball conversations. Pitchers and catchers are there. Spring training starts up. World Baseball Classic on the horizon. He's been itching to talk a little baseball, and he will do that right around the noon hour. But let's begin with some football conversation. Or should we start with the Austen Lane Olympic update? Which I don't know why I didn't get this sponsored. But remind me in 4 years, and maybe we'll do it again.
Yeah, man, definitely should. The Olympic update, today, I guess going on right now, but it happened last night a little bit. Women's figure skating has been showcased. The U.S. women, without giving away any spoilers, did really well, from my understanding. And it's really cool because the women figure skaters, they're very outspoken. They're very much like know who they are, let's just say, and that's rubbing some people the wrong way. You can kind of read between the lines and think about how you want to do it with that. But it's funny because like they each have their own personality. Like one's like a giant anime nerd, one's more of like a posh. They're almost like the Spice Girls in a way, and there's three of them. And to Taylor Swift actually if you watched Olympics last night, there was a commercial featuring Taylor Swift where she's describing all three of them, and then that'll be taking place today then, obviously. So that was that's something to watch, obviously. There's been a lot of controversy. Eileen Gu, in terms of freestyle skiing, had the choice to represent either China or the U.S., chose to represent China. People feel a certain type of way about that, so you can look into that. I don't want to get too in-depth into that. And then there's been controversy as well in terms of, me and Hamby broke this down with the hug. Those skating couples, the U.S. that felt like they got robbed a little bit, now there's a controversy saying that I guess there's an Italian judge who didn't score it correctly and erred on the side of the other competitors, essentially screwing over the American figure skating couple of the ice dance. So there's some controversy there as well.
I like it. We need controversy in the Olympics, definitely. I feel like you just said something that I thought was kind of interesting, and maybe it's been going on forever, and maybe I was just a kid growing up watching the Olympics a lot and just didn't pay attention to it as much. I don't know. But it feels like, and partly because the United States is a melting pot, as we know, and has been for so long. And that's why I don't know if it's a new thing or not, Austin. But doesn't it feel like people now pick what country they're going to represent a lot more when we have these international events? Maybe not just even the Olympics, but these international events. And I don't know what the delineation in that is. I don't know what percentage of what or what the background or you have to be to maybe represent your true heritage homeland or the United States if you've been here for 15 years or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But it feels like that happens a lot more, or maybe I just wasn't privy to it in the past, like when I was growing up watching the Olympics.
Yeah, I just think if you have depending where your parents are from, I think means everything. There was a Brazilian skier who used to ski for Norway. He retired, and then he came back to ski for Brazil because his mom was from Brazil, so he claimed the country Brazil, and I think it was their first gold medal in the Winter Olympics, and it was the men's Super G, if I'm not mistaken. That was a couple days ago. So I think it's if one of your parents is from a certain country, then if you have dual citizenship, you can claim that country. Like with Eileen Gu, Her father was American, but her father left when she was very young. Her mother is a Chinese diplomat, I believe, who worked for the Chinese government. So then, in honor of her mom for raising her, and this is what she's claiming, which I don't know why she would lie, in honor of her mom, then she's representing China.
Okay. Well, and I guess the idea of that, which again is fine. There's no criticism here, just an observation. And I think Calvin brings up, see a lot of soccer, softball, baseball, et cetera, go to their parents' countries. And is that just because it's easier to play for those countries than it would be in the United States? And so this opportunity exists to be able to do it and represent them. I think there's probably some of that. I guess in different sports. Like if you go play baseball in Great Britain, it's going to be a lot easier to play for the Great Britain team, I would think, than it is for the United States team.
No, for sure. But the Olympics is because it's an individual thing. So with Eileen Gu, I mean, she just won the gold medal. So she could have skied for any country and probably won it because she's just that talented. The dude who I forgot his name was from Norway that went to Brazil. He won the gold medal. So one would think he probably could have went to any country he wanted and probably won again, even though he had a giant layoff. So I get what you're saying. I think maybe qualifying could be a little easier, but at the same time, sometimes there's ways around the qualifying. Like the girl from the Netherlands that won the gold medal. That's the speed skater. That's Jake Paul's fiance. She crashed in the qualifying to get to the Olympics, but they gave her an exemption because she's one of the best in the world. So I think there's always ways around it as well.
Yeah. By the way, you mentioned figure skating. Are we supposed to be good? Because some years we're really good in U.S. figure skating. Women's side.
Well, yeah. I mean, the men's side was supposed to be good too, man. But that dude, the quad god, fell a couple times. Yes, the women are supposed to be really good in figure skating as well. And once again, each kind of brings their own personality. One's kind of like the rebel. She quit because she didn't like it anymore. Then she came back on her own terms. One's like the girly girl, and then one actually has family in Italy, and her grandma grew up 10 minutes away from the ice rink where she'll be skating at today, or I guess this morning, whatever. So
that's pretty cool. By the way, I saw we won gold in bobsled. Mm-hmm. I think it was in one of the bobsled races. I got that
and she was in her 40s.
Was she really? Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, so I got that alert. And it just always reminds me, we do have an Olympic bobsledder that lives in Jacksonville, Vanetta Flowers. Okay. And she represented the United States back in the, I think, 2002 Olympic Games. She's not from Jacksonville. She's from Alabama, but they live here and down in St. Johns County. So I always thought I was like, that's pretty wild, right? Bobsledder, U.S. bobsledder lives in Jacksonville, which is just kind of crazy.
And also, too, big thumbs down to the country of France, who suspended their hockey player for getting in a fight with a Canadian during the France-Canadian game, whatever. Literally just said it wasn't Olympic worthy, and they let him go home because he got in a fight in the Olympics.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought I saw that, and that reminds me of the whole K-State situation where the guy says something in a post-press conference, and it's really not even bad.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we're going to fire you with cause," right? Yeah. It's what are we doing here? At least they're trying to get out of $18 million, though. I'm not sure about the French one.
I get it. You're on Olympic stage. You probably got to treat it a little differently, but USA and Canada right now are on a crash course to see each other in the finals, and if that's the case, it'll probably get a little trippy. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Austen Lane out there in Orlando, Brent Martineau here at the Winston YMCA in Riverside for the High School Sports Spring Media Day. And let's go back to some football, man, and franchise tag. I mean, is this easy, really? Is it Etienne and Lloyd? Are we missing something? Hamby, you can jump in as well if you want, but, I mean, it's really about those two guys. And I started the show with saying, I doubt it. Is that the way we feel? I doubt it.
Hamby?
No, yeah, I think it's a foregone conclusion that both these guys are gonna go, and we've talked all offseason so far of, is there any possibility that the Jaguars would pay Etienne with the tag? I'm going to throw up this this picture that shows exactly how much each tag is worth per position. And, because the transition tag is still an option. We forget about it because it's very rarely used. But I'm going to throw this up there. If y'all can make that out, if not, I will. I'll throw it under.
Read it for me, please.
No problem. Because what you've got is you got the quarterback is at $47 million, which is the only person that's even questionable for that is Daniel Jones. But obviously we're talking about Etienne. Let's go to the quarterback position, the running back position. And it's $14 million for the regular tag and $11.4 for the transition tag, which obviously means that they could get qualifying offers, but there would be no compensatory picks that come along with it if they left.
Yeah, and so the $14 million, that's what we've known for that for a bit. And I think, can you just get down the line? Is it $27 million for the linebacker spot for Devin Lloyd? Are those the numbers we're working with?
Yeah, 27.5 for the franchise, 22.9 for the transition. They group everybody
Austen,
in with the linebackers.
Yeah, which is interesting, right? But Austin, I think it's it really comes down to Etienne. I mean, $27 million is too much for Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd's probably going to hit the open market. Devin Lloyd, maybe they make a pitch to him and try to keep him. Who knows? But I think this is really an Etienne conversation. And you've been a big Etienne guy. You're a big supporter, and I've been a big Etienne guy, quite frankly. But you've now taken on his agency in representation of Travis Etienne. And like what? I guess if you are his representation, what are you thinking? What do you want? I would assume you want to hit the open market?
Yeah, I mean, more than likely, because that's where the money's going to be, right? Like, and once again, this is me speaking as a representation and not someone who covers the Jaguars who wants to see Travis Etienne back in Jacksonville. But I think if I'm his agent, I'm telling him, by all means, hit the open market because there's going to be a lot more money to get, I feel like, than if you stay in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and so then you have the Jag side of things. You got $14 million. Is it worth? You're paying very little for that position. Is it worth it? And then where do you think other free agents come into play versus, okay, are we going to draft this position and just be really inexpensive at the running back spot? Because I've seen some things. I think I saw something, Kenneth Walker to the Jags, like as a prediction. And I have no idea who this was, right? Just somebody predicting where guys are going to go. I think it was like Arizona for Etienne, and then it was the Jets for Etienne. Of course, he said he doesn't really want to go to the cold, so that will be an interesting part of the conversation. I think he'll go wherever the money is, most likely. But I don't see the Jags doing that, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't see the Jags saying, okay, we don't want Etienne, but let's go get Kenneth Walker. I think it's more about, do we want to pay a running back X amount of dollars, or do we want to go younger and draft that position and make it more of an inexpensive position, quite frankly, because you can, and it's worked in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, Hamby, this is something you can look up, because I don't have, obviously a laptop or anything in front of me, but, if Etienne was going to make $14 million as a franchise tag player, where does that put him in terms of the highest paid running backs in the league? Because I'm very curious about that. Now, to answer the question, here's how I feel about it, Brent. If you give Travis Etienne a 3-year deal, yeah, it's going to come with a little hesitation just because we've seen the shelf life of running backs. All of a sudden it's good, and then the next year it's bad, right? And then all of a sudden now you're stuck footing that bill. So I understand that there's a hesitation to give him the 3-year deal because then what happens? Maybe he gets a little more complacent. He's comfortable. He's made his money now. And once again, I don't think Travis Etienne's built from that kind of cloth, but you always worry about when you give a guy a new contract, if the work ethic's going to still be there as opposed to, playing in a contract year. So there's a little bit of a risk there. But when it comes to the franchise tag, I mean, yeah, obviously Etienne probably wouldn't like it. His management probably wouldn't like it. You may have to deal with holding out a little bit until he gets a new deal, but you feel like eventually he would show up to camp. So you have maybe a little bit of a disgruntled player. But my biggest thing, and I've said this all along, is are you confident right now with Tootin and LaQuinn Allen carrying the reps of the backfield? And once again, Tootin has showed some great things. LaQuinn Allen a little less, but he has showed some good things as well. But are you confident with them in terms of pass blocking? Are you confident in them in terms of being able to catch the ball? Obviously, between the tackles, maybe isn't an issue with Tootin, and LaQuinn Allen seems to fit that mold as well. But I think there's a lot of unanswered things right now that we haven't seen this past season that you're putting in the bucket of hope that it's all going to work out.
Yeah, and Hamby, I know you're going to jump in here for a second. I think there's so much to talk about on this because of all the things you just said, of all the things we've been saying for months and months. But I really try to come back to the logic part of it. So I take your thought process and a lot of people's thought process, I think even in the chat. You just won 13 games and you feel like you were pretty damn good and you're going in a direction. And he was one of your best guys, if not the best guy from the front to the back of the season. Honestly. So do you want to take away from that? All right. So then the next thing is $14 million for a running back over a long period of time makes zero sense. $14 million for this team for 1 year. They don't have a ton of money at their disposal. Does that even make sense? Probably not, especially if you think the value, and maybe Delphonic can come in here, he's usually pretty good at projecting, but I feel like I saw a projection in the last few weeks for a contract for Travis Etienne to be like 4 years, $34 million or something. Well, now we're talking about $8.5 million a year. $8.5 million a year instead of $14 million, to me, makes a lot more sense. So the long-term deal for a running back doesn't make sense, but the actual per-year value, I'll pay $8.5 million for my best player to come back or one of my best players to come back. That seems reasonable if you carve the contract to be basically a 2-year deal that you can get out from in a couple of seasons. So now I'm kind of wrestling back and forth with myself where I'm kind of thinking, okay, gone. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think they're tagging him to, well, wait a minute. If the deal's going to be around $8.5 million or something like that with somebody else, why wouldn't the Jags just do it per year?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only argument of that is going to be if you want to match somebody, somebody's probably going to eventually pay higher for Travis Etienne. And I'm not sure if Travis Etienne would take the hometown discount. I think at the running back position, you take the most money where you can go because your shelf life is so limited. So I do think the offers will be higher on other teams, and obviously you get ahead of that with the franchise tag. Hamby, you got the numbers?
So the franchise tag, the top 5 numbers. So obviously the franchise tag at $14.5 million is an average of the top 5, right? That's how they get that number. But you're going to get Saquon with an AAV of 20, McCaffrey 19, Derrick Henry 15, Jonathan Taylor 14, Alvin Kamara 12. So he'd be slotted in really as the 4th highest paid running back because that 14.5, he would be right above Jonathan Taylor for a 1 year, which is why I don't believe any running backs have been tagged. I know obviously in the last year because only T. Higgins and Trey Smith, they were the only players in the NFL that were tagged last year. So it feels like NFL teams are waning off of this somewhat. Maybe last year was just not the greatest year for it. Maybe it just didn't fit situationally. But it seems like teams are relying on this less and less. That being said, Austin, the question I have for you is, when the Jags first traded, when we first thought about the trade of Tank Bigsby, it was all right. Well, I mean, that's because Travis Etienne has far surpassed every expectation that the coaching staff had for him. Like they didn't really know what they were going to get with him, and he outperformed it. So the backfield was his. Should we look back on the Tank Bigsby trade at all when now trying to decide what the Jags will do here? Does it have any relevancy still now about 6 months later?
Just to kind of, you mean like, should we look back at the Tank Bigsby trade to see is there any foresight to what they're going to do in the future, right? That's what you're saying, basically. Yeah, and I think that definitely warrants consideration because, after a 13-win season, the Tank Bigsby trade's almost an afterthought, right? And I think that comes down to more you had a guy in Tank Bigsby who didn't necessarily fit the role of what the Jaguars were trying to do on offense. Even though, he had a respectable, career in Jacksonville, and there were some exciting things, and it was supposed to be a split backfield between Tank and Travis. I think, Liam Cohen eventually realized, hey, he may be a good running back, but he's not going to be a good running back for us. And to me, that's the Evan Ingram effect a little bit. Evan Ingram, at the time, we were all upset because, the Jaguars traded him away to Denver when we thought he was going to be the go-to tight end of the team. Well, enter Brenton Strange, who fits the mold of the offense a lot better. I think they had the same thing considered for Travis Etienne. Now, the biggest question, to go along with you, Hamby, is did Liam Cohen think it was going to be a Rashad White, Bucky Irvin situation where eventually Tootin would come in and take all the reps because he's the younger, more explosive guy. That may have been the thought. And maybe they didn't foresee the fact that Travis Etienne was going to have a career year. And now they're kind of stuck in limbo of, okay, well, do we go with Tootin or do we bring back Etienne? So I would put some solace in the Tank Bigsby trade, but at the same time, I think it's a little different because this isn't Rashad White, Bucky Irvin. Like this is Travis Etienne, who was your leading running back by far last year compared to Tootin.
It's crazy. Like to be honest with you, it's wild that the two positions the Jags are after right now. And not after, but that are in question about the franchise tag or paying guys, which is Devin Lloyd, linebacker, and Etienne, running back. Doesn't it feel like the franchise tag number in particular is way overvaluing what their worth is? Like it's just $14 million for the franchise tag. I think Delphonic just mentioned to us he's seen a couple of projections. Here's the projections from Spotrac: 2 year, $14 million, $7 million a year, $7 million a year. And you can get 2 years if you give them a deal, according to Spotrac. Now, PFF says 3 years, $34 million. That's more like $11 million a year. But my point is, $14 million is an extreme overpay for 1 year versus what you could potentially do over multi-seasons. And the same with Devin Lloyd. I think we looked this up the other day, guys. Like the linebackers, highest paid linebackers are like 20-something million. Why is that so skewed on the franchise tag to $27 million? Is that because of the pass rush ability of linebackers now? Is that being kind of pushed into that, Hamby? Do you know?
Yeah,
I just don't understand why the tag for linebackers is so high. And when we looked it up the other day, like the highest paid linebackers in the league, at least true linebackers, are like $20 million a season.
Yeah, Fred Warner is the highest paid inside linebacker at $21 million. So obviously, if the franchise tag number is an average of the top 5, and that number for Devin Lloyd hypothetically would be over 21, that means it's not just calculating the inside linebackers, it's also calculating guys like TJ Watt, Josh Hines-Allen, $28 million, $30 million. Right.
Yeah.
So it's including outside linebackers, which I feel like they should change. They should obviously have pass rush linebackers outside, and then, a Will and Sam inside. That should be something else, but they don't. So that's why, Devin Lloyd almost seems less likely than Travis Etienne because that number is just so high. In no scenario will you ever pay a weak side linebacker $26 million. It's just never going to happen.
Yeah, no doubt. And Delphonic and others are saying it. And I mean, that's what the TJ Watt number, for instance, is included, even though we don't look at TJ Watt as a linebacker, right? So they've morphed that in. And by the way, I think the players and everybody fought for that because there was so much hybrid nature to that position. And even, let's be honest, Devin Lloyd has a hybrid nature to his position. He rushes the passer too, but I think he does represent more linebacker than edge rusher in this instance. And so therefore the number is so insane that it just wouldn't make sense for the Jaguars to go that route at all. But the number really varies from $7 to $11 million in terms of the projections per year. I think 11 might be on the high end for Etienne. I'd say, okay, let's try to go in the draft or find a cheaper option. But if it's like 7 or 8 million, I just come back to wow, that seems very reasonable to be able to say I can keep Travis Etienne for $7-8 million, even if it is for a few years. In the chat, fellas, I really wanted to get what the chat was saying about this topic and how they feel about it, how Jags fans feel about Etienne right now. And YB400 says, damn, they need to tag Etienne or Devin Lloyd. I just don't see it happening at all in that regard. Got to pay our core players, he says. I can't imagine Etienne would turn down $10 million from Jacksonville. Who knows? I want Etienne in Jacksonville, but if not, KC or New Orleans make the most sense, says Daniel Kilkenny. YB400 comes back to, didn't we always say we need blue-chip players? Isn't Etienne a blue-chip player? I don't know about that, Austin. Is Etienne a blue-chip player? Saquon Barkley's a blue-chip player. I don't know if people look at Etienne as a blue-chipper. I think he's probably the next level down is how he would most likely be described by a lot of scouts and GMs.
Well, this is why I wanted to exercise with Hamby, because I wanted to see who the top 5, highest paid running backs were, and then they compare them to what Travis Etienne means to the team. So he mentioned Saquon Barkley. Obviously, that offense, I get you got Jalen Hurts, and you got A.J. Brown, but that offense and what they do there, they run through Saquon Barkley. Derrick Henry. It's the Baltimore Ravens, right? Like they probably didn't use him enough towards the start of the season, but like that's their offense when Lamar Jackson, especially banged up. Hamby, you said Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, so those top four are the offense. I get you got George Kittle, sprinkle him on and everything, but like that offense goes to Christian McCaffrey. That offense, the only guy that doesn't go through, I feel like, is Alvin Kamara, right? Because now they're kind of transitioning in New Orleans. So then I was going to get on the question of, okay, well, you see how important those guys are to their teams. Do you think Travis Etienne is as important to Saquon Barkley in Philly as, Travis Etienne is to in Jacksonville? And I think that's up for debate. I think you had a guy in the beginning of the season when they focused on running the football was just as important as Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and Jonathan Taylor. Maybe didn't have quite the numbers or the carries, but was just as important. As the year progressed, then you started to become a more pass-first type of team, and he was important in the pass game, right? When they couldn't run the football, they relied on Travis Etienne in the short pass game. But I'm not sure if I can sit here and say, okay, Etienne's just as important to Jacksonville as Derrick Henry is in Baltimore or as Saquon Barkley is in Philly. And if that's the conversation that we're having, then you maybe have to look at yourself and say, is he worth the franchise tag?
Yeah, I think a good thought. I think this is a really interesting one, and a lot of it will come down to what his agent or what the Jags feel and how they feel. And there's one other element here, and let's go all business, because again, I think if Travis Etienne and his representation were listening to this show, I think, and they listen to it a lot, they know that there are two guys sitting here that are huge fans of Travis Etienne overall and have defended him. But I'm going to go total business side here and say, don't you have to ask yourself not necessarily how much is left. I think he's going to be like 28 years old. But have you gotten the best out of Travis Etienne? He played a lot in college now. And we've asked this about other backs like Derrick Henry and other things. But Etienne got the ball a lot in college. Now, he wasn't like a pound the rock in between the tackles guy, but got a lot of work. He's got a pretty good amount of work here, and he's also performed really well. Clemson performed really well here overall. And so I guess what I would ask myself is was that the best we're going to see, or is there more to get? Because the other question you start to ask yourself is, how do we replace? Can we replace? Can we fill those shoes? Or even a better question maybe to ask is, can we elevate? Because you're trying to get better at every position if possible. So I don't know the answers to all those questions. I think I really don't. I just don't know the answers. And I think it all comes down to, okay, if it's like, hey, $7 or $8 million, 3-year deal for $8 million a year, I like that answer. If it's 3 years for $35+ million, I'm not sure I like that answer as much anymore. And so we just don't know what kind of numbers would be floated around. But and honestly, we don't really know if there are any numbers even being floated around from the Jacksonville side. They might have already said, hey, we're moving on. He's going to hit the market.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm James Gladstone, if I'm Liam Cohen, the most important question is if Travis Etienne leaves, then what's the plan? And I think right now, if you say, okay, if he goes, the plan's going to be we're going to rely on Tootin and LaQuinn Allen, that to me is too hopeful because the sample size is too small. And I think knowing James Gladstone, he's the type of guy where it's like, okay, if we're going to move on, there better be a legit plan B, right? Jacoby Myers was a plan B, and that worked out swimmingly. So I'll say this much. I think if they let Travis Etienne walk and he goes someplace else, there better be a plan in place to get another running back, maybe whatever it's a free agent, or I guess you have to dress in the draft again, but there better be a plan in place to help bolster that room a little bit. Not to say that I don't believe in Tootin. It's just I don't want to put hope in a season. I want to put a sure thing, and right now it's not a sure thing that Tootin and LaQuinn Allen can carry this load until we see it for ourselves.
Yeah, and so I guess one more question on the running back stuff. I mentioned I saw a projection about Kenneth Walker. I think it's a good running back class overall. But would the Jags, let's just assume Etienne's gone, should they be interested in one of those kind of guys, the Kenneth Walkers of the world, the Breece Halls of the world? Or do you see a third-round draft pick coming to Jacksonville in the draft because the Jags have 3 third-round draft picks right now, and they're going to invest in a young guy?
I mean, I would almost say it's probably going to be more of the draft because if you're willing to let Travis Etienne walk and then you're going to bring in Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker, What's the point of that? Like you have a guy who has had a rapport now with the starting quarterback in Trevor Lawrence for 8 years. I assume they're pretty damn good friends, having played in college together. So you're going to let that relationship go and bring in a guy in Kenneth Walker, who I understand, like, helped the team to a Super Bowl and everything. But, like, do you see him fitting the offense that Liam Cohen wants to fit? Now, I'm the first one to say he's decent in the pass game. But is he Travis Etienne in the pass game? Absolutely not. So then how does Kenneth Walker fit this system? And he's probably going to cost you even more than Travis Etienne's going to be worth. So it's hard to justify that one. And then who's the other player you brought up?
I think Breece. What did I say?
Hall.
Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, Breece Hall. Is a possibility. Probably comes at a little bit more of a discount. But once again, like, is the discount worth ruining the continuity that you had between two Clemson guys who were teammates for how long? I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess I'll go one more on this. Why not? Here we are. I do wonder when you get these kind of situations, especially one that can be debated. And again, dollars and cents really come into play. And I've seen a couple of comments in the chat, so let me address this, about like hometown discounts. I don't believe in those. I kind of just chuckle at the hometown discount stuff. That ain't a thing. Like, the Jags are good. The tax dollars are good here, but they're also good in Texas and Tennessee and other places. The Jags aren't the only one that you get a home, a no state income tax. Now, it certainly could help. But the hometown discount part of playing with Trevor or playing for a team that might be a Super Bowl contender, that ain't it. Playing in the warm weather, maybe that comes into play a little bit, but not to the tune of millions of dollars being lost in a contract. So I just don't believe in the hometown discount, especially for a running back. This is his time. This is his chance to go get his money. He's got one of those chances in his career, essentially, as a running back. And you got to go get the money. Like, you just have to go get the money wherever it is. Now, if it's marginal and it's equal, well, then all these other factors start coming into play. So I just don't buy the hometown discount. But the thing I was going to say is, you mentioned Trevor a couple of times. And, yeah, I think these guys obviously know each other. Talk about continuity. Trevor's got a situation where he's got his whole coaching staff back for the first time in his NFL career. Does he want to continue continuity? He's got his offensive line back. Could he have his running back room back? Have his receiving room back? Like, does he go to the wall for Etienne? Because it's not like Trent Baalke's in the building, who drafted him, and he's going to go to the wall for Etienne, right? It's not like I don't believe Udinski as the OC or Chad Morton as the running back guy are going to be like going to the wall for Etienne over the top. They don't have 3, 4, 5 years history with him. So who is the guy that might be knocking on that door like, hey, man, I think we got to have this guy back? And really that comes down to Trevor Lawrence. And I don't know how much Trevor's going to do that in this particular situation or any situation for that matter. But I think he's really the only one, Austin, that would probably inside the building be maybe waving the pom-poms for Etienne to come back. I mean, all his teammates are and other things. I'm just saying, like, really say, hey, we need this guy back.
Yeah, and he should, because at the end of the day, if I'm Trevor Lawrence, I just came off of an MVP type of season, right? I was top 5 in MVP voting. That means something. So if I'm Trevor Lawrence and I say, okay, I had the best season by far of my career, why wouldn't I want to run it back with as many guys from that offense from last year? And now we're going to add more wrinkles, and now it's a year of understanding the playbook. Why wouldn't we want to run that back? Like, to me, it's a no-brainer. So, yeah, I think if I'm Trevor Lawrence, I'm definitely campaigning to keep my former collegiate teammate, now Jacksonville Jaguar teammate, Travis Etienne.
All right, let's run down a couple other guys. What do you think will happen to him? I think it's Daniel Jones, Hamby mentioned. Does Daniel Jones get tagged? Is that a good way to go potentially for Indianapolis?
No, I mean, he's not even going to start the season out, right?
I don't think so. I think that injury is going to keep him out for a bit.
Because, I mean, is any other NFL team going to pick him up right now? Probably not.
Yeah, it's an interesting deal. I think they would love to have him back. They might be better off reaching a 2-year deal than paying $47 million for one, if that is the case. The Alec Pierce, I think this Alec Pierce conversation is fascinating because Alec Pierce, he's like the best receiver out there on the free agent market. And I'm like, it's Alec Pierce. Like, who cares? Now, Pierce is kind of a Jags killer at times. He has been in his career. But does it kind of catch your eyes at all, Austin, that that Alec Pierce is the guy that's going to garner a lot of dollars in the free agent market if Indianapolis chooses to not tag him. And I got to believe the tag for wide receiver is massive, so there's no way they'll do it.
Yeah, probably not. No, I mean, if you look at the quarterbacks that he's played with the past couple of years, I get it. He gets kind of lost in the sauce a little bit. He's a deep burner, great hands, can run the route tree. Like, it makes sense now to see the best of the free agency class. I don't think so, but he's definitely up there.
They got your guy, Kyle Pitts. You might have a chance to franchise tag him on your fantasy team. Will the Atlanta Falcons try to tag him and welcome in this new regime and Matt Ryan and obviously Stefanski? I gotta believe there's some want to keep Pitts involved if I'm coming in there as an offensive guy. I don't think you find a lot of guys like him. You probably say, okay, he had a good year finally. Now maybe this is the start of something. I'm sure there's some irresponsible usage of him over the last few years that this regime would probably say, well, they didn't use him right. We're going to use him right. And I think actually Stefanski had some pretty good luck with tight ends up in Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think? Should they tag him?
Yeah, I mean, either tag him or re-sign him, just because I think Stefanski loves using the tight end. You saw that last year with Cleveland with Fannin Jr., then you also had David Njoku. So they love dynamic, athletic tight ends that can do a lot of things. I think Kyle Pitts is the poster child for that. I'm not sure how much the franchise tag is for the tight end position, but I think Stefanski going in with that offense wants to keep him there.
I think the other interesting one, there's a long list Hamby put together, but John Franklin Myers is a fascinating one. We've talked about him. We wonder if he'll be available on the free agent market. You are talking about a supply and demand position that I continue to bring up. It's unbelievable. There's just not a lot of supply for it. There's a ton of demand for it. And so John Franklin Myers, if he hits the open market, will probably make a ton of money, but it might be worth a team like Denver saying, hey, we need this guy, especially since we're this close. It'll be interesting to see what they do there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was a key component and arguably the best defensive line in terms of quarterback pressures and quarterback sacks in the NFL. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Franklin Myers.
If you were Seattle, win a Super Bowl, and Kenneth Walker just did what he did, do you feel like you have to keep him in some capacity, or are you okay with letting him walk and replacing potentially?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to justify doing that, right? Because you have number one, it's not like you're in cap hell right now. You have a lot of money to spend, and I get you want to re-sign a lot of guys. But at the end of the day, Kenneth Walker was a big reason why you won a Super Bowl. And sometimes you got to spend a little extra money to make things right. And I think in terms of the locker room leader, I think in terms of sending a message to the Seahawks team, if you let him walk and go someplace else after being a Super Bowl MVP, I'm not sure what kind of message that's sending to your football team.
All right, we're going to get you out of here on Franchise Tag Day. That it begins. It doesn't end, by the way, right now. It's a couple of weeks, and then we start right into the NFL league year. We're just around the corner with that now. How much will the Jags spend in free agency? What will they do? They signed a couple players back yesterday, Matt Dickerson and DJ Dallas, so things are starting to heat up a little bit in NFL circles where they put their plans together, and now they go try to execute those plans. It's going to be an interesting watch because it's an unusual offseason for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but all eyes on Etienne and Lloyd. Those are the first dominoes, Hamby, to drop.
Yeah, before we get you out of here, Austin, I would love to get your thoughts on this picture. First, have you seen this yet?
I did see that.
Oh, wow. It's so bad that he lost his mic in the process. Here we go.
Sorry.
Oh, you got us back. You had it back for a second. I think you got a phone call during it. Stop calling during the middle of the show. Those damn people, I know. I hate it when it happens.
Oh, man.
We had his mic for a second. We'll ask him about the bald guys tomorrow, I guess. Get out of here, Austin. Go get a good fight camp workout in, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. We're live from High School Sports Spring Media Day, and we will continue to roll on from here. We'll interview some of the kids a little bit later on in the program. As much as we love our high school sports, I know on the Brent and Austin Show, I don't think you wanted to see us interview 60 different high school kids in all different sports, so we won't do that. But we'll spend a little time on it later in the show. Hey, we write about today. And I didn't write about anything. Daniel Griffiths wrote about Parker Washington. He's a fascinating player for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's amazing to me his trajectory now, where he's become such a fan favorite. Take a look at some of the things that Parker Washington did this season. Hamby talks a little big league baseball as well, and some other things to get to, including hating on that Titans logo, perhaps, here on the show, as the Titans new logo at least was leaked out, or we think it's a new logo, or maybe it's not. We'll find out, but at least we'll have fun with it or make fun of them, which is not a bad thing to do here in Jacksonville when you get the opportunity. Brent and Austen Show here on a Tuesday. Take you till 1 o'clock on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jacks Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jacks into the search bar, and then click Action News Jacks thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jacks Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austen Show daily. Live sporting events and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jacks Now using your Roku device.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Hey guys, we got a new player today. I hear he's pretty good.
Heard this guy played in the NFL.
think he's an MMA fighter. I've actually been on his show, the Brent and Austen show.
Football and fighting, that's the easy part. Let's see if I still have it on the ice. What the heck, man? Who is this guy? He's saving everything.
Leave the hockey to the pros, man. It's hockey season. Come on out and see the Icemen play. Get your tickets at JacksonvilleIcemen.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
There's that new logo. So what is the story here? I keep saying new logo. We think it's a new logo. It was leaked out. It's a new logo. It's making its rounds. Is it really the new logo? Do you know the latest on the story, Jason Hamby, for the Tennessee Titans? And I guess after that, do you like it? You know, I feel like I saw mixed reviews, and I think everybody wants to make fun of a logo, so you see more of that. But what's the deal with this Titans logo anyway?
Yeah, so pretty much what we've got is this is a leak. It is going to be the leak, or it is going to be the new logo, but it has not been officially announced by the Tennessee Titans. However, everybody's put it out, everybody's commenting on it, and pretty much, Brent, what's happening is, at first, this is what we saw, this right here, without any jersey or logo, and this got trashed, and I would say rightfully so. That everybody's kind of adopting the circular logo is what people are saying, and getting rid of the flames or whatever that is. I would assume it's flames. I mean, I don't know what Titans has to do with flames, but I always kind of assumed that was flames. I think you would agree, right?
Yeah, it's got to be flames.
Okay, well, who knows?
Fire,
I mean, yeah. So, the logo sucks, but then they put this out there, and look, this got this kind of, I don't know, redeemed it in a sense that, hey, people were like, this is pretty sweet. We don't mind this at all. And I think I got to agree with them, too. If you put that logo on a shirt or anything like that, I think I'm out. But if you put it on this helmet right here, I think I'm in.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty good to me, too. I'm just not a logo uniform guy. I'm not good at this. I think around here everybody will hate it just to hate it because it's them. But Mr. Hugo says, I don't think it's bad. Yeah, and it didn't seem like that big of a departure other than the flame part. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a logo guy. But now what I'm going to be fascinated, like, do we think it really is? Is there going to be a different, version of it that comes out? Was that like a slow leak? Was that the entire leak? Who knows? And by the way, the Jags, I think the Jags are going to coincide with the stadium opening another uniform reveal? I would assume would be the same thing too. Like they'll tweak things once the stadium opens because they'll be due to be able to do that.
Here's the full leak now. You can see it better on the helmet. That's a Cam Ward jersey once that finally comes. So I don't think I'm mad at this. I mean, I kind of want to hate on it. The logo itself, honestly, I don't know why, but it reminds me of the Iron Man tattoo that people get, which I guess if I ran a 26.5 or whatever it is, I know it's more than that, I might want to get it too. But from the outside looking in, the Iron Man logo seems freaking ridiculous. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But to get that little red thing tattooed on your ankle is just like, do better. But that's what it looks like to me.
The chat will be interesting here. Like, if the Jags do redo their uniform logo, uniform stuff, whatever, in some capacity, whatever that capacity is, may be very minor. I know everybody wants those throwbacks and that to become is that the move? Like, if they make a move in the next couple of years, is that the move where they make that their primary? Again, very novice uniform guy here, speaking probably out of turn, really don't give a damn quite frankly, overall. But I know it excites the fan base and gets people thinking. So, and it's not like you're going to go to this mass change of the two-tone helmet and all those kind of things that they were trying to do when they had that reveal. What is the next thing for the Jags, like over these next couple of years, to say, again, if they open it with the stadium in 2028 and they make a tweak on their uniforms, like what's the tweak? What are people looking for? What do they want to see from the Jags? Because I feel like it's in a pretty damn good spot outside of maybe saying that everybody wants the throwbacks, the Prowlers, to be the primary.
Yeah.
Is it simply that the move, or do they do something else? And I know styles change over a couple of years.
Honestly, Brent, I'm with you on not really knowing much about the uniforms and what everybody wants. All I've ever seen in the last while is everybody wants the Prowlers, and that's it. Andre Jackson in the chat said they need to get rid of the cheetah print and just put real Jaguar print on it. Like, I don't even know exactly what that looks like.
Yeah, it is kind of hard, right? To know unless you see it. Why can't the Jags change their uniforms now? Again, not the expert on this. You can only change so many years go by before you can change.
Right.
And I think they could be up like as soon as this next year. I don't think they're up this year, but they think they could be available. But if you're going to do it, why wouldn't you just hold off? You're not going to unveil new uniforms to go to Orlando, right? So I think there's a little bit of that to answer the question. I think it's a timing thing where even if you're working on stuff, you're not going to probably do it until 2028. So I don't know what the answer is going to be there. I think there is going to be a tweak, I would imagine, because it just makes so much sense. One, because you can. Two, because you're opening a new stadium, a new era, all those things. But I also just kind of feel like right now people aren't too mad at the Jags uniforms. Even when they put different combinations out, people will say, oh, I don't like the teal top, white bottoms or whatever.
Right.
Like, there are going to be opinions. But there's not like outrage about their uniforms. It's not like people are dying for it. The only real thing, you get people from J.J. Watt to other people around the league saying they should make this the primary jersey, the Prowlers, and I guess that's a move that they could make if they want. What is it, 5-year rule on uniform changes? Is that what it is? Yeah. You guys know this stuff so much better than me. And you don't have to do it. Like, that's the thing. You have a 5-year window, but you don't have to do it. And so when will the Jags do it? Well, I would think they would do it going into 2028. And what's the next incarnation of that is might be interesting. That's it. Uniform conversation.
Did you see that the Jags are auctioning off some of their locker rooms with their renovation?
You had this on the list. I did not see this. Where did you see this? Was this a news story for us?
It was, yeah. They're just emptying out a few things in the locker room, auctioning them off because of the stadium renovation, getting rid of a few things, even some of the vending, wings and brews. If you're a big off-season or in-season even, like, I feel like this would be cool to have on my back porch. Not that I have one right now, but like if I was like a big game day host watch party guy, like it would be sick to serve like my 8 buddies like hot dogs from this thing. No?
Okay, so this is one of the things. This is the what do we even call it? A concession standy kind of thing, right? Like for hot dogs and other. And then you got lockers. Is there anything else cool on here? Because 2 thoughts right now. One, when you say that, it's like, hey, that would be kind of fun to have for like our tailgates or parties at home, cool bit of memorabilia, etc. Especially if you're a long-time season ticket holder, I could see that having some nostalgia for you. But like when you're buying the hot dog thing, I'm like, wait a minute, they just used that for the last 5 years. I don't know if I want I don't want everything that comes with that.
Come on.
It's not like it's a brand new one. Sterilize that sucker, I guess.
I think it'd be just fine.
The other question I really have is if you can get us a list, if we can really figure out like what they're auctioning. And I saw a couple pictures, I get it. But if there's more, and we don't have to do this right now, but maybe we do this Thursday on the show when Austin's back or something. If we get it, maybe we buy something for the studio.
Oh.
Like, is there anything that could fit in the studio, in the Action Sports Shacks 24/7 Network studio?
That's a great idea. I'm trying to find it.
So, I just want a Lombardi. Lots of sweet-looking teams are losers. Dolphins, Titans, Jets, Cowboys, and Ravens. I hear you, man. I'm with you. I'm cool with just a Lombardi no matter how it looks.
Get a pretzel warmer in here.
But yeah, the pretzel warmer. Now, it just feels like if I get a pretzel warmer, that doesn't feel very Jags. It's like I get a pretzel warmer from just about any high school concession stand that exists, or go to the ball field at Covenant and check it out and get one of those. I mean, I can buy one of those. I understand. But at Amazon, that doesn't do much for it. Like, it's got to have some bit in it. Like, the lockers are kind of cool. Should we get a locker? Should we buy a locker?
I feel like we should.
But, can you put those lockers back up?
Yeah.
Or is it a piece of video? I don't know if it just flips through quick. But, yeah, see, those are I want to say those are like visiting locker room lockers, right?
Yeah, they don't have the wood.
So they're not the nice ones now that they have, but they might have been the old ones in the other locker room that moved to the visiting locker room, I believe. And so there again, I'm kind of like, well, the locker would be cool to have like here in our studio, but I don't need the visiting room locker.
Yeah.
So it's got to be the right thing. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be the right thing. I don't know. I'm a little surprised. Like, who would buy this? Do people want it? Or do you just donate that to a local high school if you have enough of them? I don't know. But people, listen, there are man caves around Jacksonville now.
No doubt.
Decked out that I'm assuming these are going to be, like, pretty coveted, right? Walker Little can take his with him. It's funny. Soft serve ice cream machine is on that list. Does it work,
bidding
William,
closed,
is the question.
The bidding closed this morning at 10.
Oh, what the hell? We missed it? You're bringing this to the table late?
You got to be kidding me. What are we doing?
149 items on that list. That can't be the good items. I mean, when we get close, I got to ask about this. We need something in the studio to commemorate the stadium. And I will bid on that now, unless it's just outrageous. I will tell you now that we'll get something if it's a bidding type of situation, and or if we can somehow figure out a way for a little nostalgia. But it's got to be the right thing. I'm not just getting something just to get it, So a locker and it's someone's dirty underwear in it is okay, but a used hot dog cart is gross.
Thank you, Mr.
Hey, listen,
Hugo.
Don't reason with me. Don't start reasoning with me, Mr. Hugo. We're sterilizing all of it anyway.
Good point.
Regardless, who knows what happened in that locker? You are right. Throwing up after a game.
Oh no!
I wonder how they do all that though. Like, how can they just even just an as-is thing, right? I mean, people have been doing that around stadiums for forever. In terms of giving that stuff away, but I don't know. I don't know what goes into it. They sold stadium seats a while back. Yeah, I think they'll do that again, is my guess. We'll have to see. There's going to be more of this. That's my point. There'll be more of this after this season, I would suggest. Mm-hmm. And what does that look like and what they are. But let's keep our eye on it. Maybe before the actual bidding closes, it would be a good idea. If we're going to get something in the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network studios, or we will just keep our money. There is that, too. Hey, Parker Washington, Daniel Griffiths writes about him today on ActionSportsJacks.com. And what a fun player. I saw him last week at TPC Sawgrass. He was playing golf with Trevor and Cam Little and Ross Matisic in the media day. And he loves the golf, by the way. I've talked to him on the shows this year, and just absolutely loves the golf. I don't know what the parallel is, at least in my time here, for a guy like Parker Washington. In some respects, I feel like he's got a little Alan Hearns in him. When Hearns was an undrafted free agent, and, I think Hearns' thing was he wasn't super fast, so speed-wise it wasn't catchy. But he's got the job done, and it became a little bit of a thing. If you put yourself back into the Alan Hearns situation when him and Allen Robinson were going off in 2015, you got excited about that. Like, that was a lot of fun, that story, like out of nowhere. Haven't had a lot of that out of nowhere stories that all of a sudden this guy looks like he's a really good player for you. Well, Parker's a little bit different in that sense, but I think it has some similarities. Parker, 6th-round pick, who Jags fans were really excited about this pick. There were National Football fans that were really excited about, Football League fans that were excited about it and saying, hey, the Jags got tremendous value with this guy at number 6. He's an undersized guy, and it took a couple of years for this to start to emerge. We saw some signs with the punt returns, and we thought he was a good player, and I think he has some fans even throughout this journey. But I don't know if anybody saw this year coming. I think the idea was to be able to replace Christian Kirk at some point, whenever that was. Well, it turns out that was this year. And I think somewhere Trent Baalke's probably like, see, that was a pretty good move. We signed Christian Kirk. We got a lot of good years out of him, or good years out of him. And then we drafted a guy 6th round to replace him, and look what this guy can do. You know, I think that really is and was the intent with this kind of selection. And if you just look at that position and the players that were in it, they had like a plan, and it actually worked for that regime. I think you try to do these things, and it actually works sometimes, but it really hasn't worked a lot of times in Jacksonville. Pay a guy, draft his replacement. Kind of what we're talking about with Etienne right now. Will this work? Get Etienne. He's a 1st-round draft pick. Now you go get a guy in the 4th round. Can he eventually take the reins of that with Tootin? I think that's what we're wondering. Well, Parker Washington now has emerged as a guy that we feel like we can trust in Jacksonville. He's not only replaced Christian Kirk, you almost get more excited about Parker Washington, given his age, given his ability to return kicks, and his explosiveness that he showed in the receiving game at times with the 63-yarder against the Broncos, and, of course, multiple times in the return game. And the idea that he made some big catches, and some really good catches, and some athletic catches, more of the athletic catches than we saw out of anybody else, including a Brian Thomas Jr. So there's a lot to like, and look at Daniel Griffiths breaks down the numbers and what he did. 3rd down conversion percentage, and then the back half of this season where the trust just went super high in Parker Washington, that it felt like at times he became the go-to receiver for Trevor Lawrence and this Jacksonville Jaguars offense. Just a remarkable season, specifically second half, but even weapon for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm not sure we really ever viewed Parker Washington, Hamby, as being a weapon for the Jaguars offense until the last couple of months of the season.
Yeah, and you really saw once Trevor felt especially comfortable with Jacoby Myers, that as soon as there was a security blanket, that Trevor felt more comfortable to take shots when he had the time to. I mean, how many plays late in the progression was the ball almost kind of not necessarily thrown up, but it's kind of a risky throw to Parker Washington. I think that's what kind of happens when you have a security blanket. You know, hey, if everything else fails, I got this guy, but let me at least give, hey, this playmaker a look first before its last-ditch effort throw the ball over the middle of Jacoby Myers. I mean, the spin-out play, Brent, to just throw it up, that's not only a guy being a playmaker, but that's also where we get to the third thing in this kind of, or a secondary, maybe a more important idea. Trevor and Parker have a connection, and when we enter year 6 for Trevor Lawrence, you know, and this is becoming more and more rare, so it's not like all these other guys have it and Trevor doesn't, but give me a receiver that's been here the whole time, that's been here for 3 years, that's been here for 4, there are none. So he almost has more, and I'm not saying Parker has taken reps with the ones the last 3 years and that Trevor has thrown him millions of passes. No, that's not what I'm saying. However, those guys have a connection, and relative to everybody else, he's thrown just about as many passes to Parker than anybody else in his career, maybe. I mean, who are his receivers in his rookie year? How many of them are still on the team? Obviously, none. So I think that matters, and that's why I have more confidence that this playmaking ability will continue to show up even next year and on into the years after that.
Yeah, I think what's interesting, Parker, you just mentioned it, and I'm going to ask you a question about him, but the Parker Washington moments are real and they're really vivid in our minds. Again, the punt returns are one thing. That's going to always be vivid. But you mentioned the spin-out throw where he finds him and he trusts him. As you're saying that and coming up with that play, I'm like, I got a couple other plays like in my mind. I got the Arizona play in the back of the end zone, which I think was a huge play in the season, like a massive play in the season. I think of the Denver Broncos play where he throws. I mean, that is tight coverage, and he's thinking in the end zone, Parker's going to make the play. I think he actually, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure he threw the pick in the end zone. What was the only pick he threw? Was that against, it was at home, corner of the end zone. Linebacker makes a nice play on it. Was that Tennessee? Right before the half? Maybe it wasn't Tennessee. Who the hell was it? But I'm pretty sure Parker was the guy there. And my point is in this conversation is Parker, I think he had developed so much trust. He's like, I'm just going to throw it to him. And by the way, it was a good matchup. It was like Parker Washington on a linebacker. Who the hell was it? What was that game? What was the game down the stretch?
I'm imagining. I still haven't found it, but I know like there was a stretch right before that where Parker had come up with every one of them. So of course he's going to throw that ball.
Yeah, and I like the move, but it was right before the half, and I like the play by Trevor. The idea of it was good. It turned out to be a really nice play by the defender. I'm going to find it now. I'm getting pissed.
Was it the Indy one?
It was Indianapolis.
Okay.
At Indianapolis. It was at Indianapolis. That was that clunky game for the offense, and that's where it was. For some reason, I thought it was in Jacksonville. That was throwing me off. But yeah, that was a great play by the linebacker there. And I think that was Parker. I'm pretty sure. But my point is, and your point was, look at all the big moments that you feel like you can remember. And then the 63-yarder. And then there were like a couple of plays in the Broncos. I mean, really, there were several plays in the Broncos game. So in the biggest of moments, you thought Parker was the guy. I mean, I can visualize just him kind of like, even on a not-so-great throw, making a catch across the middle down by his shins or his knees. It looks like a tough catch where you're almost catching the back of the football. Big plays. And just became very dynamic. And I guess the question you ask now, is that who he is? Is that what this relationship is? Is that where this relationship is at? And you can say it will continue to grow. Quite frankly, if it just stays the same from the last couple months of the season, I'd be cool with that. And I guess what I'm really asking, this is my question, is he a star in Jacksonville now? Like, did we see a star born? And what does star mean to you? I'm not telling you that he's Justin Jefferson. I'm not telling you that he's, you name it, receiver. I'm telling you, in Jacksonville, this guy's a playmaker for you. He is a big moment guy for you. And I think someone brought it up in the chat earlier, but there was a moment his rookie season. His rookie season was interesting because that was the year Kirk went out, I think, in the last 5 games of the season. And he made some unbelievable catches. And he made a catch in the back of the end zone in Jacksonville. It's like, how did he come down with that ball in the end zone? And then he also did some things that were like, you know, sure, it was a mixed bag in that 5-game sample, I think it was, when Kirk got hurt. But you can find plays that he's made in his career. Like, he is a playmaker, and he goes up and gets the ball, and it feels like he's going to come down with the football. So I just feel like there's a trust in Trevor, sure, in the offensive guys in Trevor, but I feel like in the fans in Parker Washington that kind of makes him feel like a star in Jacksonville. And then you've got the return game is a big part of this now because he was a weapon. What is he, second or third best in the National Football League or in the AFC in punt return yardage? I mean, he was really good in that arena where you had the game plan for that. So the emergence of Parker Washington, I think, I'm not saying we forget about it. I think we kind of take a little bit for granted because we know the name. And I think so much attention got shed to the Jacoby Myers stuff, right, because he was making such an impact. But the guy that really made this offense go, I think, like really go to an explosive level in the last back half of the year, specifically the last month of the regular season, it felt like it was Parker Washington. And now can we trust that is my big question.
Right.
Is he going to do that again? Is that what he is here in Jacksonville? Remember when Parker Washington left the game in one of the games in December and he got dinged up? And he was down on the ground, and you're like, uh-oh. And it was almost like a collective gasp.
Happened
from
in the Bills game.
Fans. And it was that in the playoff game? Yeah, okay. So that was the Bills game. And then he comes back in like whatever. There was like this loud cheer for Parker Washington because they knew the value. Everybody knew the value he was adding to the offense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't think you can sleep on his impact at all. And, again, Daniel Griffiths writes about it today, actionsportsjacks.com. I think we all know this, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a comp for you. When I think about Parker Washington and the sneaky, but yet I think there's a respect that everybody has for him. And even Logan Rivers in the chat says by the end of the year, all the national sports folks knew who he was. I mean, they were kind of talking him up. And that'll probably decrease a lot. You probably won't hear his name much at all in the preseason. Yet again, by the end of the year, you'll be talked about a lot. I go back 10 years to a guy in Doug Baldwin that Parker kind of reminds me of. They're both 5'10", 200 pounds. And Doug Baldwin was never flashy. You almost never heard his name. But then you look up at the end of the year, and he had all the big catches. Like, at the end of the day, he was a playmaker. He wasn't going to put up 1,500 yards a season, and he wasn't all that fat. Like, Parker Washington is not going to run 4.4. I don't think. I'd have to go back to his 40 time at the Combine, but I don't believe he was, like, low 4.4s. Doug Baldwin certainly wasn't at all. But, okay, yeah, Parker's 40 time was a 4.57. So he's not like
4.57.
Yeah, he's not a blazing speed guy, but he knows how to get open and he knows how to make guys miss, and he certainly doesn't drop the ball. And that's what Doug Baldwin didn't either. I go back to Baldwin's stats. I just want to give you this 5-year run from 2013 to 17. In 13, 50 catches, 778 yards, 5 touchdowns. Okay, and 2014, 66 catches, 825, only 3 touchdowns. And then here are the 3 big years. 15, he had 1,000 yards, 1,070 yards, and 14 touchdowns. The year next, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. 2017, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. So, and he was a Pro Bowler in 16 and 17. Not that that really matters anymore, but he had those type of years. I think Parker could go on a run like that, and I don't think anybody would be surprised around here at least.
That's a really good – I like the comp there. Give me Baldwin's numbers that first year, because his second one that you just had was this year, like 66 catches for 800 yards or something, 3 touchdowns for Baldwin. That was year 2 of what you just said before it popped. Mm-hmm. And this year for Parker was 58 catches, like 850 yards and 5 touchdowns. So what was the first one, though?
So the first one was Doug's third year in the league. That was 50 catches for 800.
50 catches for 800, which is probably a little bit better. Of course, this doesn't want to go. Okay, hold on. Year 2 last year for Parker was 32 catches, 390, and 3 touchdowns. So a little bit lighter than that.
That was
but
like
again,
Doug's second year in the league. Doug's second year in the league, he had 30 catches for 370.
Okay, well then, so they're 30 or 58. That's interesting, man. It's a good comp. I like your comp there. And I guess what I'm saying is, it feels like he might even be ahead of Doug Baldwin's pace, because it felt like, at least the numbers that I consumed, the third year for Baldwin, it really popped in year 4. Yeah. Well, I feel like Parker just put up Baldwin's third year numbers, so maybe oh, no, I guess that would be right on schedule, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. My bad. Yeah, that is kind of on schedule. So, anyway, good comp. I like it. That's pretty interesting. And I don't, again, one thing to be careful of here is I don't think he's going to catch 14 touchdown passes next year. No. They got Brian Thomas Jr. They're going to mix Travis Hunter in. They got Jacoby Myers. They got Brent Strange. I mean, there's only so much football to go around, right? So I don't think that's going to be it. And I think in the bigger picture, I think what you need out of Parker Washington is what we got out of Parker Washington. I don't really need him to do much more than he did if everybody's healthy and your offense is working. If he's going to catch 60 balls for 850 yards, some big plays, handful of touchdowns, some big moments on third down and other things like that, that's it. I don't need any more than that. I don't need him to be a fantasy darling. That's not what this is about. Right. So if he can maintain this, man, and maybe it pops a little bit more for him, which would be cool. But yeah, Parker's a cool story, and Parker is a tactician. I think he learned a lot of that from Kirk. Like that's why I like this. This handoff from Kirk to him has been very seamless, and I think you see some of the traits, and that's the way this is supposed to work. Is you're supposed to get an old guy in a room to teach the young guy in the room the way to be a pro and the way to go about their craft. And we thought we saw that years ago with like Puzzlesny and Miles Jack, and then it just went like gone when Puzz left. I think what we saw with Parker Washington here is that example. And there are other examples, but I'm just saying this one's right in front of our face. Delphonic said he reached a top speed of 21.13 this season. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's game speed fast. The 40 times or whatever. I don't think anybody ever thought Christian Kirk was that fast until you do look up his 40 time, and it's like 4.33 or something, 4.3 something, 4.37. I don't know what it is. But he's even faster game speed wise. We saw that in New Orleans when he had the game winner and he ran away from everybody. So yeah, I mean, listen, Parker's not a lot of play. If it's Brian Thomas Jr. and he takes that little short pass and eludes a tackler against the Denver Broncos, I'm not sure anybody's catching Brian Thomas Jr. And he's gone. Now, you're going to catch Parker Washington, so there's the difference in the speed. But the ability to wiggle out and still make a big play is good enough for me. It was a 63-yard pass play, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty good stuff. We got the boys coming in over here now, Hamby. I got Barnesy and
we're live.
Yeah, we're live, people. What do you think? I'm just talking to myself? Barnesy and Smitty. Yeah, there they are. You guys want to get a little TV time from High School Sports Spring Media Day. It's a great time to take a break, not only because they just bombarded the show, but maybe we'll even visit with some of these folks in just a little bit. Let's do that right now on the Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Here we are at the Winston YMCA for Spring Sports Media Day, talking baseball, softball, lacrosse, tennis. What am I missing? Track and field. We did have track and field with UC a little earlier, so we got it all here as the middle of February now shifts over to the spring sports season. We'll be right back.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with the inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
Okay.
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
They took one off the hand.
Hey, what do we got? Xavier Lee is the player of the week. See what happens when you make three-pointers? That's what happens for the Florida Gators. Player of the week. I tell you, we talked about it yesterday on the show. If the Florida Gators make threes, they are deadly on the basketball court. And watched a good game last night in college hoops. Not sure if anybody caught it. Houston and Iowa State. That one was fantastic. I really liked it. Again, we kind of watch it on the periphery. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I watch every single game. But I think about a dozen teams in college basketball have a legit chance. I think March is going to be fantastic. And there's not a dominating team. I think Arizona was. They lost 2 games in a row now. So they can be dominant. I mean, Duke can be dominant. They won by 37 last night. But I think that's the point. I don't think anybody's going to be dominant for 6 games in the tournament. I think there will be an ebb and flow, and it'll be a fun March coming up here.
A lot of freshmen that are doing a lot of good things in college basketball.
Big time.
Good to see.
That's the voice of Stephen Barnes from First Coast High School. Baseball and football, offensive play caller. We blame him when they don't light up the scoreboard. Never was Marty Lee's fault back in the day. How we doing, man?
I'm doing good. Pleasure to be here. We appreciate all the coverage you always give high school sports year-round. Excited for baseball season.
Yeah, we are fired up. I feel a little bit bad today. We're going to go through the car wash with a lot of these kids in the later part of our show. But we had the Brent and Austen show, and quite frankly, I don't think our folks wanted to hear from 100 high school kids for 3 hours. So I had to deny some people at the table. They're not leaving me alone, other than you two. Smitty's here as well. We'll get to him in a moment. But first of all, I was just catching up. You feeling better? You're out on the field, and you've had some good baseball teams the last couple of years. This one's a little bit on the down cycle.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a down cycle as much as we're going to be playing a lot of youth. We lost a lot of experience on the mound. We'll get Carnes, Hayden Carnes, back in the middle of March. that'll change the tempo of our team a lot. But we'll start at least 5 or 6 sophomores and 4 or 5 juniors, and 2 freshmen are going to contribute. So, yeah, it's going to be a youth movement at the beginning, but when we get our arms back healthy, we'll be a good baseball team.
I always say this, I think this is kind of the fun part for you guys, Coach. Well, it's kind of frustrating at times, and maybe you'd love to have a team that's going to compete and beat some of the best teams in Jacksonville. That's fun, too. But you'll be able to see the growth of this team, not only for this season, but for the next few years, which is kind of rewarding, kind of why you do it.
Without a doubt. And my goal is always to win in April when it counts. So hopefully they build up their experience on the mound and find a way to get victories when it counts and make the playoffs again for the second time, 2 years in a row.
We got no gate fees starting up tomorrow, by the way, here in the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. And here's the question. So I'll let you guys.
Wow, there you go. That's fun. Shot just gets destroyed. I think the question was going to be, based off of no gate fees that we're going to have tomorrow, is the super team good for high school athletics? And why don't we see it in girls' sports, or at least in softball? Obviously, a lot of teams, specifically private schools in Jacksonville and across, is not a unique to Jacksonville thing. It's all across the area, or at least the country. They're all conglomerating guys. I mean, this is not new. We know this happens all the time. I mean, especially just here in Jacksonville, you got the Trinities, and they're not the only ones that are conglomerating talent. St. Johns Counties, all those kind of teams. A lot of players love to go there and play with guys that they play with in travel ball, guys that they know have been recruited or near the top of their games. They come together and they join forces. We see that all the time. Is that, first of all, the first question, is that good for high school sports? The fact that you have powerhouses, you have some haves and you have some have-nots. But then why don't we see that in girls' sports is the second portion of that. And we're going to get set to go back out there in just a second because I'm interested in what Coach Barnes has to say. But there are no necessarily have and have-nots in softball, at least in Jacksonville. At least we could say that for sure. There are teams that are perennially good and better than others, of course. But we're not meeting up with all the girls that we played with for travel ball for the last 10 years and creating a super team. And that makes it fun in some aspects for softball that, you never know what you're going to have. And we know that in softball, so many of those girls playing on varsity are actually in middle school just because, it just happens a lot more. So does that make it more competitive locally, but a lot harder to win a state title? Who knows? I think we got the guys back out there. Let's see. What do we got, fellas? We got you.
Yes, you do. Sorry, I think I kicked the machinery or
Not
something.
A baby.
But we're all good. So we'll let Barnesy answer it. I think you could hear it the whole time. Mm-hmm. Super team's good or bad for high school?
I don't think it's bad. I'll give you an example. I had Hunter Carnes. Y'all know we had Hunter Carnes a couple years ago. And kids showed up to play with him at First Coast. We didn't recruit them or anything, but they knew there was a chance to be seen. I mean, there was not a batting practice that we didn't have minimal 20 scouts at.
Yeah.
Batting practice in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, so they knew he was a kid. So talking about Trinity, those kids have played together, since 12 years old. And I think they just wanted a chance to win state together. I don't, pick and choose where you want to go. Then you got kids going to St. John's Country Day to chance to play with draft picks. So I think it all forms from travel ball. And I'm not saying softball, travel ball ain't as good as baseball at all. Okay.
Not here in Jacksonville.
Okay. I haven't partaken in that, but I think that has a lot to do with it. Kids recruit kids.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there is some coaches that recruit, but I think kids more recruit each other because they want to play with each other so they can get a chance to go play at the state title because they know the teams that we're playing from Miami and down south, they recruit, and it's pretty open. Like, you look at Northwestern football. It's already diminished that whole state team because they lost. All their best players have now went to another school. So, I mean, I don't think softball's, as dominant here as baseball is, but we have good softball teams around here.
Yeah, it's just an interesting deal. We were kind of tossing out ideas, and obviously Trinity's garnered a lot of attention. And I think people sometimes locally, and it just doesn't have to be baseball and softball. Listen, St. John's Country Day girls soccer is unbelievable, right? And so I think that your point is fascinating. I do feel like it's more in the boys' sports, or maybe we're just closer to the boys' sports in general in terms of coverage from football to other things, but you see more movement, I would feel like, in boys rather than the girls. But I might be wrong about that. It just is kind of fascinating. We'll talk more about it tomorrow on No Gate Fees. Before I let you go, how do you view this year? Are we down in high school baseball? Are we good in high school? I know we have Trinities of the world and some good teams, but overall.
I was telling someone the other day, we're going to set the draft pick record around here. And not just, obviously, Trinity, St. John's, but Hunter Carnes is available. And you got kids at Florida that are going to be drafted. There are also Jacksonville kids. I think Jacksonville, I don't know what the record is. I was asking somebody to look into it. I think we're going to set the draft pick record for Jacksonville players. If that makes sense.
It does make sense.
We got kids.
That's a good call.
Dakota Stone was up to 96 and struck out 10
Saw that
Saturday. If he gets back healthy, now you got another kid at UNF that's draftable, like the kid at Derek Bermudez. He's from around here, too. I think he leads the country in home runs at JU and is hitting like 700 after the first
13 RBIs in the opening weekend.
So, we got a lot of kids around here with Jacksonville ties that are going to get drafted this year, not just 7 from Trinity and 3 from St. John's and 3 from Bishop Snyder. I think there's a lot of kids that are going to get popped this year. So I would say I think we have the best chance to win state titles around here. Obviously the private schools have the best chance, but Sanderwood's got draftable kids as well. They got 6'8" right-hander Bane Barker, who's going to shoot up draft.
Is that who that guy was that I saw over there?
Yeah.
Gosh, he's huge.
He was our ace all summer. He's the real deal. He's up to 97 now.
Really?
He has put in work. He's
6'8"?
He's legit 6'8".
Wow.
Legit.
He looks every bit of 6'8".
Yeah, he's legit 6'8".
I'm still learning. I got to learn. And once you're 2-3 years out of it, I don't know a lot of these kids' names anymore. It's pretty wild. I was telling Smitty that. That's pretty. And by the way, this guy got drafted twice out of Jacksonville, so he knows about the draft. I got that right? Twice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
And so that's a cool thing. One last one. I lied to you. Hunter Carnes tonight. Florida State plays at JU, so Hunter and Brody DeLamalure out of Bartram Trail, those guys come back home.
Cooper Whited,
who I think is an awesome story. Love that. That dude can play now.
One of the best changeups. One of the best changeups in college baseball.
And I love that because he is not a 97-yard guy. He is a pitch-it guy. I don't know what he's throwing.
87, 89 with a 76-mile changeup that he can throw any count, anytime, any place.
Good for Link Jarrett, by the way, to go get a guy who can pitch and not just light it up. So anyway, that's at JU tonight. How is Hunter doing?
He's doing good.
He's a big-time prospect coming out of here.
He's off to a good start. I think he hit 400 in the first weekend, threw out 2 runners. He's off to a good start. Him and Miles Bailey, I know he's a tally, but he's a first-rounder. He's a Lincoln. He played a lot of baseball in Jacksonville as well. He'll be, good baseball team. Be a fun game to watch.
And
tonight.
JU looks pretty good. They had an opening weekend sweep, so get out there tonight, 6 o'clock. Florida State baseball, and by the way, softball Florida comes to UNF tomorrow, and UNF's 11-1. UNF going to play them tomorrow in softball. UNF baseball home tonight as well. All right, one more guest here. These are our guys, Barnesy and Smitty. They keep us up to date on everything, from field maintenance to football to baseball. Head coach of the Beachside Barracudas. And I liked your opening weekend, man. I didn't know what to expect out of the Barracudas, but gave St. John's Country Day a run, beat Bartram Trail, and now the schedule just lightens up a little bit this week.
Yeah, it was. You got to be happy with it. We went in, and I got to tell Fitz, we got to stop playing first game of the year because you never know. You never really know what you have.
That's a hard one.
And then that game is always emotional, and I'll say this is great. The energy was off the chain, both sides, and there's not one back and forth. There's no trash talk or everything. Like, both teams did a great job energy-wise there. But that was a big one. Had Orange Park Wednesday, got St. John's Country Day Thursday, gave them a heck of a game. Little school off of the West Side tonight, Trinity Christian. I know they might have been talked about in some previews, and then just Creekside the day after, who just had a big win. So we'll see. I don't know what I was thinking there, but I tell our guys all the time, like, hey, go play ball.
Hey, no doubt, that's fun, and don't shy away from the competition. Derek Ochoa, give us a word on him, because he's probably going to be our committed to the uncommitted to open up no gate fees tomorrow. What's the word on him?
He's been a 4-year guy, varsity from the day we opened. He's kind of been everywhere at third base, first base, found his home in the outfield. We talk all the time. He's not a showcase guy. He's not wowing anybody with his numbers. But when you put him, and he plays for Barnes in the summer too, when you put him on the field, and he's a gamer.
Yeah.
He had a big play Tuesday night against Bartram, 7th inning, first, second, nobody out. Base up the middle, throws an absolute dot. Gets the first out of the inning at home plate. Kind of flipped the momentum of that whole inning. He was kind of the fire starter on that 24 team, which with Meadows and all those guys. I think he hit like 429 from the leadoff spot. During that stretch. Just kind of been the glue and the spark behind a lot of what we've done the last few years.
Yeah, well, there's a place for those guys. Hopefully we can help them out and find a place. It's so late now. It happens so late with all the transfer portal stuff. But he'll find a place to play because he can play. How about just the rest of the season in your team? I mean, you like what you have? You kind of got a mixed bag. You've had some real good horses these last few years, and now it's kind of recycling. I was joking with you. I'm seeing a bunch of the younger brothers of guys, names that I remember or know now on your roster.
Yeah, we're excited. I've been telling them since the fall that I thought we could be pretty good, and I think Thursday night the light bulb went off with our guys. And part of the way we do things is we had Bishop Snyder in preseason, St. John's week 1, Creekside Trinity week 2. And you find out real quick what you're going to be made of. We had our third 90 arm go down, and Gabe Gerhardt's come back from an elbow thing. And luckily, Jonathan Alvarez and everybody else has stepped up. But, for me, being in our staff, we've had to work really hard this year to not just, oh, hey, you got Meadows going today. We don't have to worry about anything until the 6th inning, if that, or Hofty, or, even Wyatt Winkett, a guy we graduated. So we have a lot of pitchers this year, but we kind of got to do a lot more mix and match. Now you might see 8 guys tonight at Trinity. Who knows?
Who knows, Trinity, if you're listening. Hey, one last thing. How's the field? This guy's in charge of the field stuff over there. From football field to baseball field to everything. Man, is that a passion play or what? And are you still loving it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's always been something I've been into since I was like 6 years old.
Oh. Early, huh?
And then I just mowed grass when I was in high school back in Indiana and plowed driveways, which is not a demand for that down here. And then I got into it, and there's something they talked about since Beachside split for Bartram, and Bartram has a world-class program over there with Brodovich. So they wanted to start it. I was like, I'll do it. I think it was mutual, because as much as I think I'm an elite teacher, I think they were like, hey, here's a chance to get this guy out doing something. And our football field has come a long way. That gets all my attention. Baseball field is probably the most neglected, unfortunately.
Really?
But we have a big soccer regional final game tonight.
That's right, yeah.
And we've had a lot of fun with it. The turf class, the kids have a lot of fun with it. We've done some crazy things, the American flag logos and the B. It's really just taking life of its own more than I ever thought. And you want to talk about baseball humbling, grass will humble you just when you think when you think you got something, and then you go to our baseball field right now, it's spotty and blotchy, and the ride didn't pop like it should after I was feeling all high and mighty how well our football field looked. So there's no great equalizer like grass.
I always say that about being like a superintendent in golf. I'm like, it must be when you wake up every morning, you have no idea when you get out there what just happened, what bowls got to it, what the overnight freeze did to it. And it must be fun yet frustrating.
Absolutely. Irrigation, that's a whole nother thing. We talk to guys from St. John's Turf, and you talk to any golf guy, there's no good day that involves dealing with irrigation.
Yeah. What a great passion, though. And the kids are involved in it. I mean, you're seeing kids go in that. I mean, we know a few that kind of gone down that path. which is kind of cool. Like there's work out there for it.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a big demand for it. I think you're starting to see kids get more and more into it. Just whatever path they want to go on. Like there's a lot of different options for them.
Is the traffic any better at Beachside getting in and out of there?
It is. The 2 lanes going east are open now.
Okay, good.
Coming out is still a little bit of a hassle, but coming in is a lot better.
All right, good. That place.
And you can get into Genevieve's and
Cafe Genevieve's.
Yeah,
man.
but
you got to get over there for lunch and get back.
But yeah, no, it's been good, and the schools, it's year 4, like anything, brand new year.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure once we figure it out, something new will throw a wrench into the plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, and you're in the middle of a growing spot right there. All right, Jason Smitty, we call him. Beachside Barracudas, does everything but coaches baseball this time of year. Hamby, you Covenant Warriors playing Beachside this year, or you couldn't get on their schedule?
We're going to have to do that next year or sometime in the future, Coach.
Yeah, line it up. Are y'all at Fort Family for good, or are you getting your own spot?
We got our own spot coming. We might need your help with the irrigation. It's coming along slowly.
Reach out.
It's a great baseball community here in Jacksonville, and because of guys like this and Barnesy, good to see you guys, man. Thanks for jumping on. Have a great season. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
I think you're going to need it a little bit. So will everybody. We'll take a time out. Brent Austin Show, Action Sports Jax, 24/7 Network. More to come from High School Sports Spring Media Day right after this.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I want to play in the NFL.
Cuts it back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass. Say he doesn't make a tackle, you still feel like his presence is felt in every single play.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you.
Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it.
String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax Pal.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
As a look at this high school sports spring media day, and get the next wave coming in here in the afternoon. It'll go until about 1 o'clock. It's just a massive collection of kids and coaches and everyone in the area. Nice job by Airstream Ventures, see Baker Sports here as well, and everyone who supports high school sports. It gives a chance for kids to get interviewed. And by the way, we've got some of those coming up here in a little bit, and they're fantastic. The kids are so good on the microphone these days. It's amazing compared to when I started my career, and you were interviewing high school kids, and so much talent in the area, so many different sports, and unfortunately we can't get to all of them, but we tried to get to a few boys and girls from different schools, and we'll share that with you coming up in about a half hour or so on the Brent and Austin Show. Appreciate you hanging with us. Talk a little franchise tag day with the Jacksonville Jaguars. At least it begins. Will they use it? A lot of time on Travis Etienne, some time on Parker Washington as well. Going to get into some Major League Baseball stuff going on. This next few weeks is really fun. I was just talking to Clayton Freeman from Florida Times Union. He just said it too. He's like, I'm trying to prepare everybody for what's about to take place over the next few weeks internally. And I hear you, man. I mean, there is a lot going on in the next couple of weeks in Jacksonville that you try to get to so much of it. And it's fun stuff. ASUN Sports, men's and women's basketball tournament, high school girls and boys state championship basketball tournament, all the events at UNF and JU, Gate River Run. There's an Epson golf tour for the ladies. The Players Championship then follows the new league year in the NFL. So many things, and I'm leaving some of them out. But we did Talent Talk yesterday, and I think Richard Miller said there are 18 events coming up in a 2-day span on the campus of the University of North Florida. So that alone would just give you an indication of just how much is happening right now in this area. A couple things real quick. You just heard our spot from Nimnick Buick GMC. And, hey, if you're looking for a new vehicle or a used car, if you're in that market right now, Nimnick Buick GMC is kicking off tax season with prices that are better than ever. So looking for a dealership to make things easy, especially right now, you know where to go. Right off Phillips Highway for Nimnick Buick GMC, or try nimnickbuickgmc.com. You can visit them. Nobody but Nimnick. And one other thing that I think is kind of cool, Nimnick and a bunch of other auto dealers will be a part of the Jacksonville International Auto Show coming up later this month, February 27th through March 1st. That takes place at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. We've actually done shows live from there before. Really cool event. And an interesting part of the event that I wasn't fully aware of is a lot of these dealers get together for this auto show, and some of the proceeds are distributed to about 50 underfunded children's charities in Duval and surrounding counties, and the very important dollars that go to those charities. So if you have a chance to get to the auto show and check out Nimnick Buick GMC and others, and all the different vehicles and and events around that at the Prime Osborne, make sure you do so. In part, do so because you want to go, but do so for a good cause as well. And there's a website you can check out, jacksautoshow.com, with all the details for that. Brent Martineau here, Jason Hamby as well, live from High School Sports Spring Media Day. And let's see what we got in the chat. Some Smitty love. Brent, you wouldn't have to ask traffic questions if you would just start your 24/7 traffic network. And I love when you guys listen to the show and remind us of ideas. I really do appreciate it. We could use that, Hamby, right? I mean, if you guys could have reminded me about the Girl Scout cookies coming out, which we still have to do, don't eat any more Girl Scout cookies, Hamby. We got to do the taste test with you. Mm-hmm. That has to be a thing. Yeah. Even though you've tried one, that's fine. There are a lot of different flavors. And I saw boxes and boxes of Girl Scout cookies in, like, Sesnick's office. His daughter must have sold them and delivered. I don't think they stopped by and asked me, though, this year. So
I saw him at Publix the other day.
Oh, you did see? So you did see him outside?
Yeah, I saw him on Sunday. I went to the store. Yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, if you see them, buy them. I'll reimburse you. Just don't eat them. We need to get various kinds for the taste test.
Okay. All
this
right.
is important. There's a lot going on. We need the chat to help us out, too, and remind us about things like the traffic network that we would like to start. Or maybe just make it a segment or something here on the Brent and Austen Show. We have so many ideas. Executing the ideas is sometimes the major challenge. Mm-hmm. Major League Baseball are right around the corner, and I know you're excited about it, Hamby. And you're going to kind of give us a little bit of a big league segment. What is the – all right, I know the Dodgers are the big story. What's the overarching story outside of the Dodgers? Can anybody beat the Dodgers going into this Major League Baseball season, do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, I really don't know I don't think there's a second story. I mean, part of what I wanted to talk about today, Brent, is just that. It's you at Judge and Machado from the Padres and Bryce Harper from the Phillies. They're all three of them, obviously separately, are asked, hey, do you think your front office did enough in this offseason to keep up with the Dodgers? Judge comments on it, and Machado says, I was jealous of the Dodgers. I thought they should have done more. Talking about his own front office. Bryce Harper was like, I was kind of waiting around, waiting to see. And Judge's comments might have been the most interesting. He was like, yeah, I mean, we're the freaking New York Yankees. And obviously, I think we turned it around once with Bellinger and Goldie and one other player that they got. His name escapes me. But he was like, for the first few months of the offseason, he said, quote, it was brutal because they weren't doing anything.
Wow.
And first of all, I don't know if any other players, superstars like these guys, have been this vocal about their own front offices ever in my life. Like, it's not just one of them. It's multiple. Like, yeah, I wish we would have done more. Like, that says something about the guys that are in your locker room, that you thought they could have upgraded over them. So I'm not sure if that's the best move or not, but I just feel like guys are a lot more vocal of like, hey, everybody could be the Dodgers, but they choose not to. It's kind of what the players are hinting at.
Yeah, that's pretty wild to be that outspoken. I saw some of the words, the Bryce Harpers and others saying that. But to hear Judge say it in that context, I missed that one. And I think, I think there's a bit of that, right? But I also feel I'm a little surprised at some of the outrage, maybe from the players, because it's baseball. If you have a good team, you can beat another team. It's hard to get super teamish. What we were just talking about in high school, it's really hard to do that and just automatically win in pro sports. I do think in basketball, when the Golden State Warriors were as good as they were, it was really hard to beat them if they stayed healthy, right? And I think the Dodgers are going to be really hard to beat. But I would sit here right at the beginning of the season and I'll still probably bet against the Dodgers winning the World Series for the third straight time. I just will. I just think that's the way the sport is. I think injuries will happen. We know it. They still have a ton of depth. I get it. But there will be some team that doesn't get riddled by injuries, and so their depth. So then you look at the teams in 4 months, and they might look a little bit closer. The gap might not be as far away. The way the ball bounces, the way you got the donkey at the top of the rotation, and if you can pitch him in 2 or 3 times, you got a chance. If you got schoolball, you feel good. I don't care if you're facing the Dodgers or facing the Rays. So I think I get the sentiment. I really do. I just also think that the nature of the sport, doesn't have me believing it's the Dodgers and everybody else has no chance. But you know what? Either does the sport of golf, and right now it feels like Scotty Scheffler over the last couple of years, it's like him and everybody else. And Tiger Woods has felt like that before. So I get it. I just would probably – I'm not as crazy about it. And I think what someone just mentioned as well, in terms of the big story, you're going to get like the labor dispute. And a lot of people think, the Tucker signing is going to be kind of the tipping point and at the forefront of, okay, this is why they're going to have a labor strike and what that looks like. And that's where things get messy. And I think right now I feel like overall baseball is in a pretty good spot. I feel like it's in a pretty good spot. What happens on the flip side of that really is concerning, because we've seen over history that's when things get problematic for the sport and other sports like football. They're in a strike year, I think, in the mid-'90s or maybe it was late 80s. And another, you have to rebound from it. So what's the rebound going to be for the sport of baseball if they do that next year? And a lot of people anticipate that to happen. So it's a good call. I just don't think that storylines when you go into a sporting season, when you're talking about CBAs and unions, while I understand it's kind of like a cloud that hangs over it for the people that do it day to day, I don't really think the casual fan really gives a damn until it actually happens. So I don't think it will be a prevailing story. I think this Dodgers story is going to be big. But I think you just mentioned a couple names too, man. Judge has been awesome, right? You've got guys like Soto. You've got all the big Ohtani. It's a great time with all the stars in the sport. Bryce Harper, others. There are plenty of them. And I think that's a good thing. When you have this many sports stars in the sport, that is a fantastic thing. And to me, that should be the storyline. That these guys are really good, like generationally good in some respects, from Ohtani and Judge and what they're doing, to you have a lot of different guys that can win the MVP. I think you have a lot of different guys that can win the Cy Young. Sure, you have your favorites, but we have a lot of stars in Major League Baseball, and I think that's a really good thing for the sport.
Yeah, and one of the other interesting things about what Bryce Harper said, because the question entering this season for him and a couple of other guys, are they still elite? Well, Dave Dombrowski, who's the president of the Phillies, makes a lot of their decisions. He was asked about that, about Bryce Harper, and he said no, that he's like very good, that he's awesome, but he's not elite.
He was, yeah.
And, Bryce Harper commented on that as well in the last week, showing up to spring training. And it's just, again, like, where else? It's like, where else do we have player really commenting on what the GM is saying a lot? It's rare.
Yeah, I know it.
And it's happened multiple times in the last week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good storyline. It's a good storyline because it's Bryce Harper, too, right? And he can be a polarizing figure. But I kind of liked his comments. Like, what the heck's he saying? Like, he actually answered the question, which a lot of times you just don't get that answer. And so I think from a fan, you got a little bit of that, and that's good for the sport, too. I think when you have a little bit of drama, a little polarization, star power, the villain, which is right now the Dodgers, I think it's in a good place before it might get into a bad place. I'm going to let you go handle some more of the baseball topics here at the top of the hour and some of our Republic Services recycled headlines of the day, recyclingsimplified.com. We are at High School Sports Spring Media Day. We'll have more from that coming up. Huge day in Jacksonville, by the way. FSU baseball's coming to play JU. UNF baseball home. UNF softball goes to Florida. We've got high school soccer, boys and girls regional finals to get to the Final Four. We've got a couple of teams already in the Final Four here today. So a lot happening in Jacksonville on this Tuesday. Some of your recycled headlines, including the NFL franchise tag season has opened. So we spent a lot of the time today talking about Etienne and maybe even a little bit Devin Lloyd, other players that could be used on the tag, or will they become available, or do the teams need to sign them, like Kenneth Walker for the Seattle Seahawks and Super Bowl champs. You can always go back and listen to the podcast each and every day, the Brent and Austen Show. All right, give us some more baseball, and then we'll come back with a little more high school sports spring media day in a few minutes.
Yeah, so one of the most interesting stories, I think, in a long time off of the field, and I can't believe we haven't talked about yet. I know Ripley's probably going to get a kick out of this one. I'm sure he's familiar with it. But it comes also from Philadelphia. It is a team, an organization that has, safe to say, been no stranger to off-season drama, off-season storylines. And it involves Nick Castellanos. If you're familiar with him, Castellanos is a favorite of all baseball fans, even though he is on the Philadelphia Phillies, a team that pretty much everybody hates. If you're familiar with the lore, if you will, around Castellanos, it all started when, he just has gone on a string over the last couple of seasons. It's lasted that long, where if something bad happens, truthfully, he's going to hit a home run. It all started with comments made by an announcer years ago. But since then, everything from a government shutdown, Castellanos goes deep on that day. If you need more examples of them, look them up. They're everywhere. It's happened like 8 times in the last 3 years where something weird or bad has happened, and Castellanos is on that day, that night, he's going to hit a home run. He's an interesting character. He's a fun guy. But he's no longer on the Philadelphia Phillies. This is what happened. Yes, and Ripley points out his interactions with his son and homers are very cool, that his son is always kind of right there for a lot of the home games at, is it, what is the name of their, it's a bank. It's got to be a bank. Philadelphia Ballpark. Citizens Bank, excuse me. He's always right there, and they always kind of like do mic'd up situations where he's talking to his son. His son's probably like 12 or 13 at this point. But it's a cool time. Anyway, no longer on the team. Phillies fans assumed this was going to happen. This is no surprise. He was released, I believe, about a week ago today. So here's the situation. And again, Phillies fans were all too familiar with this. I think anybody outside of Philly, I don't know if we knew about this, because this was a surprise to me. It was not a surprise in the slightest to 2 of my buddies who are both Phillies fans. They knew it was coming. They said that they had been shopping Castellanos all off season. So apparently it started with an incident in July in Miami. And stuff is circulating, all this stuff. Well, when he was released last week, Castellanos decided to get out in front of this, tell his own side of the story, which I don't think he disregarded it. I think he took accountability for it, and he kind of just explained what was happening, just trying to provide some answers. But look, first and foremost, I'm going to show you how he decided to share this story with the world. In the year 2026, we're used to graphics, fancy graphic design, AI even. So much so that it's funny when somebody puts out a statement or an apology or even a commitment we see from high school athletes. We think it's funny when they decide to go with the Notes app, the good old Notes app on the iPhone. It's just to start contrast, and it's kind of a funny deal. Well, Mr. Castellanos decided to go even way back, ancient times, and he put pen to paper and then just took a picture of it And that's what he posted on Instagram for his statement. So, he could have just put a picture of himself in a Phillies uniform and then plainly wrote out in the comment as a caption exactly what you're seeing. Understanding, legibility would have improved, understanding would have increased, all that good stuff. No. Castellanos says, you know what? Questions are being thrown out there. There's rumors. So he just decided to sit down at his kitchen table and write it out and just, hey, I'm just going to take a picture of it. And that's what y'all are going to get. Hey, works for me. So pretty much what happened, as you'll see at the very top, it says Miami incident. Castellanos, as the story goes, in July was benched by manager Rob Thompson for defensive purposes. We don't know. This is not something that was out of the ordinary. Castellanos, in the back half of his career, is much more known for his bat than his defense nowadays. So it's something that probably would have occurred semi-often late in the ball game. You're up 2-3 runs. Let's go ahead and get somebody out there, whether it was a guy like Rojas last year, doesn't matter. Almost anybody is a defensive upgrade than Castellanos out there in right field. So he was benched, and maybe there was something more to this particular benching, or substitution, I should probably say, because benching is the connotation of he deserved it for character, or he didn't run out a ground ball, and maybe that happened, but it doesn't seem like it did. Anyway, Castellanos retreats to the locker room, as most guys do after they've been taken out of a game, and he comes back and sits on the bench with an ice-cold beer. Now, I don't know if this was something done out of spite, but I have never in my life heard of anybody, other than when you have just won a pennant, a division, advanced to the next round, trying to get off with a cold one in the middle of the freaking game. I think it was the 8th inning. I'm not sure if he said what inning it was in his little note there or not, but I think it was in the back half of the game. It's not like there was one out to go. I think that even that is a different situation. But Castellanos details how he brought a beer, a can of beer, into the dugout, and then he sat next to the manager, Rob Thompson. He said that, quote, I then sat right next to Rob, the manager, and let him know that too much slack in some areas and too tight of restrictions in others are not conducive to us winning. Then it says, shout out to my teammates and Howie, I don't know who Howie is, for taking the beer out of my hands before I could take a sip. I appreciate you guys. All right. I'm trying to get a good grasp on what's happening here. So you came with, if I want to drink a beer in the game, it's probably, guys, not that hard to get away with it. You go to the right side of the dugout. The manager, the coaches, unless you're Dusty Baker, who sits on that side, he's the only one, you're going to stay clear. You're probably good. They probably wouldn't notice. So he decided to drink or take the beer and sit right next to the manager to point out, as he said, that there's too much slack in some areas and some restrictions are too tight. Well, Nick, which one of those restrictions is it too tight? Is it the universal restriction of no alcohol in the dugout during the freaking game? Because, hey, buddy, you're not going to change nobody's mind on that one. Hey, Skip, I got this cold beer here, and I just thought that this would be the opportune time to tell you, as my manager, who has 20 years my senior, that we should probably be allowed to drink these brewskis during the game here. You're running too tight a ship around here, Skip. And I thought that you would get the message from me, one of your players, if I brought this here Coors Light. I mean, what are we doing? That's the game plan that we came in there with. And according to the note, the plan was to crack it and just sip it right next to our manager. He is giving gratitude to his teammates who pried it out of his hand. Nick, I appreciate your letter here and your penmanship, but I'm going to need more. What are you thinking? And what was what was the reaction from your teammates? You were just going to crack it next to your manager and say, that's what was going to get the job done? It makes no sense to me. Why couldn't we wait till after the game? Guys, this is the equivalent of who's my seventh best player on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the equivalent of... This is Jordan Lewis. Not to say that he would ever do this. This is just for an example, strictly hypothetical. That's it. This is Jordan Lewis going into the locker room at halftime while he's playing, by the way, and coming out for the second half with a nice cold one, and walking up to Liam Cohen mid-series and saying, "Hey, Coach, too tight a ship." I mean, never in a million years could you fathom something like that. So, I mean, all that to say, I just wanted to let y'all know if you're zoned in on football and you're out of the loop here in the world of baseball, you need to know this story. Because what are we doing? Anyway, obviously there was tension between Castellanos and the Phillies front office, including their manager, for the rest of the year, from July onward into the playoffs. And obviously they made the playoffs, didn't finish the way they wanted to. And again, Phillies fans knew this, apparently, and knew that Castellanos would not be back for that very reason. So all that to say, they apparently tried to trade him all offseason. If you ask me, it's not that hard to trade somebody if everybody knows that he's on the market. This seems like you really didn't try to trade him, and you just wanted to almost jeopardize his 2026 by waiting this late. I mean, they released him just last week, guys. I mean, you had 4 months. If you really wanted to trade him that bad, you could have traded him for freaking a bucket of balls and a couple $1,000 cash considerations, or a PT NBL player to be named later. You didn't. So it doesn't take 4 months to realize, hey, we're probably not going to get a whole lot in return here. We should just release the guy so at least he can move on, evaluate his options. Maybe they didn't want him to do that. All that to be said, the Padres, one man's trash is another man's treasure. They picked him up almost immediately, probably one day. He's probably going to DH for them. I saw him working out at first base. But I think I saw Coach Ripley in the chat. Not a big fan of the Padres. Obviously, he's a Dodger. But the Padres pick up another bat. He's going to hit 25 homers. He's going to strike out every freaking other time. But he's a vet in the clubhouse. Does that matter? Apparently, this is not what a vet looks like, or acts like at least. But a lot of guys like him. So we'll see. That's our second biggest storyline. Can anybody beat the Dodgers is one. And is Castellanos going to bring another beer to the dugout is two. And is he going to hit a home run during another tragedy is to be. So that's what I wanted to share with you all today. I could have gone on another Braves rant, honestly, but I've encouraged. I've been encouraged by something I've seen in the last day or two. Maybe we'll have that on the show tomorrow. You guys, I hope you appreciate my 3 minutes of Braves therapy every couple of days. You're going to probably get that all season long. But at least I could tell you about the Miami incident. What a time. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to go back out. Brent, with some high school media day coverage. You're going to get a little bit of everything here. It's going to be a good time. We'll be right back on the Brent and Austen Show.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville, off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hey, welcome back to High School Sports Spring Media Day. Brent Martineau here at the Riverside Winston YMCA. And this place is hopping, of course, as we get ready for the spring sports season. Airstream Ventures putting this on once again and getting all the kids shuffling through and all the spring sports. And, well, right now we're just going to have a little bit of a car wash. We're going to see how many we can get through in the next, 20, 25 minutes. And we begin with Ryland Baker from the Bowles School, headed to UCF to play baseball. And congrats on that, man. You excited about it?
Yes, sir. I'm pumped. Great coaches over there. Great team. Just a great spot, too. Nice and warm.
Well, before we talk about this team, what about Friday night, Chipper Jones, and opening that new facility? Oh, that looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, man, that was something special. He came in there and talked to us, kind of gave us, how he went through high school, what his point of view was, and then, we went out there and performed in front of him. We had to.
That's good, and that's a sweet locker room.
Oh, that facility, it's definitely the top in Jacksonville, if not one of the top in the country.
Yeah, you better be careful, all you high school kids going to Bowles. You might not get it as good at the collegiate level, although UCF probably has some pretty good facilities. Yeah. Hey, you're pitching it and you're playing the field. Are you going to? What do you think you're going to do at the next level?
Definitely play the field more.
Okay.
So that's what I'm there to do, play center field and hit.
Good deal. How about this season? You're up to a decent start, you said, on Friday. What about this team? What do you like about it?
Man, this team is just the culture. We've had teams in the past that probably had a little more talent, but, the culture we've created through the fall and the spring and having Coach Palmer and Coach Dougie back, the culture is the best it's been. And then, obviously, our lineup, it's legit from top to bottom. There's no break. There's no, this guy's an automatic out. Every single batter is just – we've trained all fall, all spring. We can hit, and we can definitely pitch, too. We're going to have a lot of guys that go up there, compete, and I trust every single one of my guys behind me, and so do all the other pitchers. So we've just created a wonderful culture here.
Well, and it's going to be a tough road. Obviously, the baseball around here and whoever else is on your schedule, I don't have it in front of me, it's going to be a pretty solid schedule. It always is with Bowles. How much do you enjoy that? The idea, so many of these guys in Jacksonville, these other teams, but you're going to get a pretty good game almost every night.
Yeah, I've loved it. I've played here since I was 7 and played against all these guys throughout all the years. I love that. It's great competition. It's going to prepare you for the next level. It's probably the best area in the country for baseball right now, I'd say. So it's just going to prepare you for the next level, and it's great competition. You got to love to compete.
Take it easy on Covenant now on Friday because Jason Hamby, who's our producer, he coaches over there, okay? So, and report back. I want to know if he's bad or get thrown out of the game, whatever else on Hamby. But good luck on Friday against Covenant. All right, Ryland Baker, good to see you, man. Good luck the rest of this year, okay? We'll be following along. Tap out. We're going to hand this microphone off, and I think we've got lacrosse coming in from Bowles here in just a moment. So, yeah, we do. We're going to need introductions now. If you guys think I know every one of these kids that are here, now I probably know the last name a little bit on this guy. And hey, I like this. If you wear it on your shirt, then I don't forget.
Yes, sir. Trying to make it easy for you. How you doing?
What's up, man? Give us your name.
Greer Borey.
Greer Borey.
Yes, sir.
What's the relation? Little brother?
Yes, sir. A little brother.
Yeah, not a little brother anymore. How is your brother doing?
They're doing good. I got 2 of them.
2 of them. Okay,
yes, sir.
I remember the one. One went to Brown, right?
Yes, sir. Played baseball.
What's he doing now?
He just recently graduated, and he's just
real
settling
world
in. Yes, sir.
Did he like Brown?
Oh, he loved it. Yes, sir. It's really cool up there.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Good for him. That's pretty cool to see that he enjoyed that. And you're playing lacrosse?
Yes, sir.
I think he played some lacrosse too, right? Or no, he wouldn't have been baseball. Did your other brother play lacrosse?
My other brother did.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I played with them.
So, give us what's in store for you?
just basically wrapping up this season, and I'm headed off to Yale to play lacrosse.
Wow, how about that? Another Ivy Leaguer. Congratulations on that. And,
thank you very much.
How's Yale in lacrosse?
They're really good. They're really good. Especially with the Ivy League has some really weird rules. Like, I'm pretty sure they started practicing only a couple weeks ago while, other than like captain's practices, while the rest of the NCAA has been practicing all year, and they're still able to basically keep their holding with everybody.
Good. The lacrosse up there is really, really good, and that'll be a lot of fun for you. How about the Bulls team? Usually good in lacrosse. Are you guys loaded again?
Yes, sir. We're loaded. It's it's a different team every year. We bring in a lot of guys, and honestly, we basically have a new coaching staff every single year. This year, actually, surprisingly, it stayed pretty stagnant with the coaching staff, but we brought in a lot of guys. We brought in some guys from McClay, from Fleming Island, and we definitely have a lot of individual talent. We're still just trying to work out the kinks and try and get everybody working together well. But other than that, we're looking really sharp.
The schedule's probably loaded as well, I would assume, because you're trying to get the best challenges. But what's it like playing lacrosse at Bulls, knowing everybody's coming after you?
It's definitely a fun challenge. You can't go into any game weak or just kind of thinking that you're going to let these people are going to let you roll over them. We have a target on our back for sure, and everybody wants to beat us, and it keeps things fun. It keeps things interesting. We got a name to uphold, and that's one of the best things about playing on this team is everybody wants to get you.
Do you feel that, by the way, as a player, as you've come up and now you're handing it off to the next class, that there's a little bit of, hey, we got to live up to what this program is all about, right? The reputation. We got to uphold that reputation.
Absolutely. Especially I started playing in 8th grade on the varsity team, and those guys really set a good standard. We had a bunch of really good athletes, and most of them are off playing in college now, and they really set a great standard. Since I've been on the team, we've made it to the Final Four every year. We went to the state championship game one year and lost by 1, which is just really unfortunate. But it shows that we really have a high standard. So if we can't do the minimum of making it to the Final Four, then something's really not right, because that's the standard we have here. And honestly, the standard's to win the state championship, but we got to set that first.
A lot of good teams when you get that deep into it, right?
Of course.
In Florida, and it's grown, and it's not just you guys in Ponte Vedra up here. It's around the state. Really,
yes, sir.
Yeah,
there's especially down south. There's some very, very talented teams, and it's never going to be easy, regardless of what class you're in.
You guys playing Ponte Vedra this year?
We played in preseason.
Is there a game on the schedule you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Lake Mary.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're always good, right?
Yes, sir. They're good. They're always good. And last year I only got a few runs. I was just coming back off the leg injury, and I'm ready to go back out there and try again.
All right, Greer Boree, hello to the family, and congratulations, man. Enjoy your senior season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And good luck at Yale.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. And who knows, maybe we'll be doing the President's Game with guys like this that are going to the Ivy League someday, Hamby. All right, we're going to keep rolling them in, and we're going to need some introductions. I think I know Fleming Island. I've got that part figured out. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What's your name?
Daisy Fletcher.
All right. What do you play? I'm assuming you're a senior?
This is flag football. Yes, I'm a senior.
Okay. Flag football. Oh, we love it. Did you guys go to the Jags event last week?
We did, yes.
And how was it? We
won both of our games.
Okay.
We won 12-6 in overtime in our first one and 45-0 in our second one.
So does that mean Fleming's good again? Fleming usually really good in flag football. You guys have a nice program going. How are you this year?
Yes, we do have a really good program. We have a good coach. I think we're going to be good this year. I think we can pull it out. We lost our quarterback last year. She graduated. But I think we can do it. We have a strong lineup. So.
What are the goals? Because you guys usually are good, you've been there before. I mean, are you trying to kind of keep pushing it, the standard and raise the level of play? And does that mean it's Final Four or bust or whatever else? What are the goals of this team?
I mean, the goal is always to go to the state championship. We've done it before. We can do it again. But I think right now the goal is to just stay humble, continue to play, know the plays, do everything to your best of your ability.
I'm just guessing here, but you look like you might be fast.
I mean...
What do you play? What position?
I'm a wide receiver and a middle linebacker.
Okay. Do you enjoy one more than the other? I mean, one, you got the ball in your hands potentially, so I assume maybe you might enjoy that, or do you like grabbing flags? What is it?
I actually like defense more. I'm a flag grabber for sure. Definitely.
There's a skill to that, right? I mean, it's an art, technique, and I mean, some are good and some aren't so good. And
shift of direction.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I mean, if you're covering the whole middle, you got to be really agile. able to switch. So
have you gotten a lot better at that? I mean, is that something that you just markedly get better at over the years?
Yes. My freshman year I played rusher, so not the same position at all, but I really worked on flag grabbing, and now I had the highest in my county for flag grabs. So, I mean, it takes work, but yeah.
Good for you. Okay, I want to know, did you play another sport and then transition into flag football, or have you been playing flag football? Because if folks don't know, we're about to get this wave of kids that actually grew up now playing flag football, and that is really new. We've just watched this grow in front of our eyes.
Right.
But I mean, I know some kids that are 6 years old, 7-year-olds, now your age, playing high school football. We're seeing high school football grow. It's been added, I think, in St. Johns County and some other places with some other teams this year. In fact, we'll have our game of the week. I think Creekside debuts on Thursday. They're playing at Bowles. That'll be one of our games of the week. Fleming might be on our game of the week schedule, but we're trying to spread the wealth. There's so many teams. So back to my original question. Did you just always play flag football, or was it something else?
So I actually grew up doing gymnastics.
Okay.
So not the same thing at all. But my dad played flag football. He won a world championship.
Really?
So yeah, he was a quarterback actually. So not the same thing. But I tried out in middle school and I didn't make the team. And then I did like YMCA flag football. And then freshman year I made varsity. And yeah, so I've only really been doing it for like 5 years, 4 years.
Good for you. Shout out to Dad. Is he giving you tips or what?
Yes, he's really great. Honestly, he's the reason that I've even become good at receiver or anything. We catch in the yard literally every single day. So,
That's awesome. So one last one. Will you play at the next level, or is it just going to be high school, and which is okay too? Because now there's not a ton of programs in flag football, but there are starting to be collegiate programs.
Yes. I have some
interest.
Yes, I have some interest. I don't no official offers. It's not the goal, but I think it might be at the end of this year. I think I'm going to be like, I don't want to stop because it's really, really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Daisy Fletcher, right?
Daisy Fletcher, yes.
It'd been something if you went to Fletcher, but Fleming Island instead.
I know.
Congratulations. Have a good season.
Thank you so much.
All right, send the next one in if you don't mind. As we continue to have our little bit of a car wash here at the Winston YMCA in Riverside. And this is our high school spring media day. And we've got another one from the island, Fleming Island. How are you? And what's your name, sport? I'm assuming you're a senior? They usually bring juniors. Okay.
Yeah. So we have no seniors this year. My name is Ashley Medine. I'm a third baseman. I play softball at Fleming Island High School.
All right. Shout out to the Buckloos.
Yes, sir. The
and the coaches over there at Fleming Island, who we know so well. How are the Golden Eagles going to be on the diamond this year?
We have a very young team, but we have a lot of new talent that came this year. So we've been building our chemistry a lot at practice, working really hard. So it'll be fun. We have our first game this Friday, so we'll see.
Who are you playing Friday?
We play Orange Park on Friday at home.
All right. So you guys just went through the preseason.
Yes,
How did
sir.
the preseason go? What do you figure out about you? Do you learn some things about your team?
Yeah, we did okay. It took a little bit for us to work as a team together because it was our first game together, but I think it's going to be exciting as the season goes on.
What do you look forward to when the season starts the most? And you're a junior. Is this your first year on varsity?
My third year on varsity.
Third year on varsity. So
Yes,
you've been
sir.
around it. So
Yes, sir.
what do you kind of can't wait to happen, or is it just playing under the lights on this Friday night?
Yeah.
Is there a specific game? What is it?
Honestly, I'm really excited for Clay. Of course, our rivals. Really excited for the Clay game, but just playing under the lights every day is just fun. Practice. No matter what it is, I'm just happy to be with my team. It's a sisterhood at Fleming Island, so I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, what are practices like? I mean, how much goofing around and how much really getting work in?
So we have a lot of comedians on our team, so practice is never quiet, but we know how to turn off the jokes whenever it's game time. But yeah, we always have fun at practice, but we know how to be serious too.
All right, you play a tough position now at third base
Yes,
in
sir.
softball. I mean, it's the hot corner they call it in baseball. It's really hot
Yes,
in
sir.
softball. And how much do you like that position? How much do you have to embrace that position? Because sometimes things are coming at you fast, but you also have to show range, come in and get the bunt. And it's a really important position to play well.
Yes, sir. I love the intensity of it. It keeps me in the game every pitch. I just have to be ready. Like you said, it's the hot corner. It doesn't give me much time to overthink my plays. So I've always enjoyed playing third base. It doesn't give me much time. Like I said, it's tough, but I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, just read and react, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you played it a lot over the years, or have you played multiple positions?
Yes, sir. I've been playing third base at Fleming Island my whole career so far. I played travel ball third base, but I can play any position except for pitcher and catcher, so I'm a utility.
Love it. All right. Well, good luck this softball season. We'll keep an eye on the Golden Eagles, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Look, we got another Golden Eagle coming in. Now, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably should know some of these people's names more, but I probably know their names and not their faces. I'm not sure if I know this young man or not, but Golden Eagle baseball player, that makes it easy for me.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you should wear a name tag, but you can tell everybody. Give us your name and you're a senior, junior, what position?
Caden Swartz. I'm a senior, and I play center field and pitch.
All right. How are the Golden Eagles?
We're going good so far. 3-0 to start the season.
All right,
looking to
good.
continue the success.
Who did you play last week?
First game was against Orange Park. Second game was St. Augustine, and then Middleburg.
All right. Good stuff. You feel like, obviously, it's a good start win-loss-wise. You play well. And how good do you think you guys can be?
We can be really good this year. We got a lot of returning experience coming back to the team. A lot of older guys, a lot of captain-like figures, and we can win a lot of baseball games this year.
You were a Fleming Island kid?
Yes, sir.
You grew up there, so, you know a lot of pride in the baseball program. We watched a lot of, I'm sure you probably watched some games growing up, right?
Yes,
and popped over there and watched some of the guys play, and they've really had a successful program. What's it mean to you to play high school baseball there at Fleming Island?
It means a lot. I watched all the kids, like you said, growing up, and a lot of friends that I had that live in my neighborhood or whatever, and it means a lot to be able to put on the uniform myself.
All right, if I get one chance, would you rather go out there tonight and pitch or go play center field?
Ooh, probably play center field. I like tracking the balls down out there. But I love pitching just as much, so they're both great. I love both of them.
You guys have some depth pitching-wise?
Yes, sir, we do.
That's good. Usually do out there. What's your mix on the mound?
Fastball, curveball, changeup, and a cutter.
All right. We won't ask you the best one, so we don't want to give any tips to anybody. Is there a game on the schedule for you guys? I think softballers just said Clay. Is that the one? Yeah, I can see the smile, right?
It's Clay every year. It's a big rivalry, and they've beat us several years in a row, so we're looking to reverse the roles this year for finally.
Why do you think that is such a big rivalry, and what's it feel like, just that day and playing in that game?
I think it's because a lot of the kids that play for both teams, them, you played junior high baseball with them, travel ball growing up with them, and your friends off the field, but once you get on the game, you want to beat them more than anybody else.
Yeah, nothing better than that intensity, huh?
Yes, sir.
You can't duplicate it. You'll remember it for a long time to come. All right, man, have a great season,
Thank
okay?
you. Appreciate it.
Great, thanks for stopping by as some of the Fleming Island Golden Eagles have popped by. Let's keep getting these guys in, and I see some Beachsiders, Atlantic Coast. Looks like University Christian stopping by as well. They just beat Covenant last week. Jason Hamby doesn't want to hear about that game. I remember how that one ended on a walk-off. What's happening, man?
What's up? Nothing much. How are you?
All right, give us the name and position, and I got University Christian. I figured that part out.
Yes, sir. My name's Mason McLeod. I play third base, and I'm a senior.
All right. What else did you guys do last week? I know you beat Covenant earlier on, but
we beat Covenant early in the week, and then we played St. John's. We put up a tough fight. The score made it seem like it was.
Yeah, that was 8-4, I think. Finish.
Yeah,
right?
But it was a lot closer than what the score said. And then we lost a tough one to end the week against Providence. Walked off. Just didn't throw strikes. We just needed to throw strikes. You're up 6-1 in the last inning. Yeah. But we're going to come back stronger this week for sure.
Yeah, what a week. That's an emotional week, by the way, for you guys to start off. You started off with a walk-off win. You end with a walk-off loss in between a really good effort against St. John's, who everybody would like to beat, and they're always good. But you guys are always good. I think you guys are a really underrated program in the area. Do you guys play a little bit like that, a little bit of a chip on your shoulder at times? Everybody talks private schools, and you're going to think of the Bowleses, St. John's, Trinities, Providences, Episcopals. It doesn't seem like it. People remember UC.
Yeah, sometimes we just, we'll be the underdog. Most, like you mentioned, St. John's, stuff like that. And you saw it 1 or 2 years ago with Trinity. They came to our house. We played with a chip on our shoulder. We were like, we're not going to, let these guys come in and push us around. So I think we always carry that with us into every week. We got to play with a chip on our shoulder, and we got to prove that, we are one of the top teams here in Jacksonville. We're one of these top programs.
The field over there is crazy. The dimension. I kind of like it, though. Like sometimes you say that and you're like, like St. John's Country Day. It's like, I don't know if I love that all the time. But yours is kind of cool. Like short porch and left, and then I could hit an inside the park homer if I hit it far enough to right center, right?
Yeah, for sure. It gets crazy over there too. you hit a hard ball in the gap and it just rolls for days, and then all of a sudden you're celebrating in the dugout because you made it around.
But do you guys, is there an intention at times to try to hit it to right center? I mean, it's not a bad thought process anyway if you're a righty hitter. But, I mean, that's, if you could do that, or the more you can do that and play off you at home field, I mean, do you guys work on that?
Yeah, I mean, we always work on situational hitting, 2 strikes, try to put something the other way, make something happen. So it's always good to, have a 2-strike approach, hit a line drive over the second baseman's head, and it just rolls.
Yeah. What's this week's schedule look like?
This week's schedule, we don't have any games during the week. We go down Friday to Georgia for Georgia Challenge, Florida Georgia Challenge, and we play 3 really good Georgia teams up there. Peachtree, Ridge, and then 2 others I can't name right now.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. That's always a fun one, though. That's usually a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
All right, University Christian, third baseman, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, go deal with that hot corner all season, man. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, hand off that mic, if you will, to get the next person in. That would be great. From another school is fine, too. It doesn't matter. Come on over, whoever we got. Just send somebody over. There you go. Talk about the beachside Barracudas. I like the reef jersey. Did you guys have those last year?
Yes, sir, we did. Yeah.
All right. Give everybody your name and position and the rest.
I'm Zach Gwaltney, 2026 catcher, and I'm committed to the College of Central Florida.
All right. We'll see a JUCO bandit, as we call them.
Yes, sir.
And you guys got off to a pretty good start. I think you beat Bartram last week. Is that right?
Did, yeah.
And then really liked the effort against St. John's Country Day. You almost pulled that one out, didn't you?
We almost did. It was close. It was a good game.
What's the team like for the Fighting Smitties over there at Beachside this year?
A lot of team chemistry than last year. We're playing together more as a team. A lot of teamwork, and it's just the small things this year that we're doing better.
The cool part, have you been at Beachside the whole time?
Yes, sir.
So the cool part about your program, I mean, you've seen it grow, right?
Yeah.
And how much have you seen it grow in terms of building the culture, right? Building some of that continuity and chemistry that just wasn't there. You guys weren't a school.
Yeah, so a lot of our guys were local. We've always known each other and everything, but it was hard at first to really come together and notice that we have to play as a team to win. And it wasn't like travel ball, what we were used to playing with each other. So it was different, but now we're really trying to put it together. So.
Smitty doesn't mind laying down a bunt and suicide squeeze once in a while. He even will send it to me when it happens. He's got a small ball it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. We had to do it against Country Day, and it worked. So,
how much fun is it? Like you just mentioned travel ball in high school, and we know from a viewing standpoint what it's like. Kind of lived it, but how much is as a kid playing in it? The difference. I mean, travel ball's fun.
Yeah.
No doubt. You're playing a lot of ball in the summer. You're not going to class, all those different things. You're playing good competition.
Yeah.
But what's it like playing high school baseball in Jacksonville, being able to play the Bartrams, the St. John's Country Days? What's it like for you?
There's a lot more competition, really, because with travel ball, you don't know who you're going up against unless it's a famous team or something. But there's a lot more competition throughout the guys because we all know each other. We all have been out of school and out of baseball with each other, so we all want to win, so it's a lot more competitive.
Why College of Central Florida, and how did that work out to get there? I know there's a little bit of pipeline right now going there from Beachside.
Yeah, that worked out really well for me. I've always liked their program and what they've done over there, and they got a lot of connections, so I had a few other offers, but that one really stood out the most because my goal is to get somewhere better. I don't want to stay there. I want to go D1, Power 4, so that's my goal.
All right, man. Keep grinding.
Yes,
good luck the rest of the way. Tell Smitty hello. One other thing, how's that field looking? Because I know he loves that field.
It's looking a lot better. Yeah, it's looking
a lot better. What was it looking like? Well, you had the freeze and the cold and everything.
The grass
been challenging for a groundskeeper.
The grass is finally green now. So.
I get it. That's not Smitty's fault. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck the rest of this year, okay? It's good to see some of the baseballers here stopping by. Of course, we know that world very well. We're going to get a few more folks in here at the High School Sports Spring Media Day and more introductions. Another University Christian, Fighting Christian. Give us your name, sport.
Corbin Ellis, and I run track and field.
I love it. I've got track and field. We want to represent all the sports here today. We've had lacrosse and flag football and baseball and softball, and now we got track and field. What's the event?
The 400 and the 800, but this year I'm going to be a pivotal person in the 4x4 and 4x8. So I've been just working hard the whole year and getting pushed by my coach, Coach G, and I just been working as much as I can so I can make some shaking track.
So give me an idea. Teach me a little something. Is 400 and 800? Those are longer distances. Would you say you're a long distance runner, or do you have to do like the mile to be like a long distance?
I would say it's like middle distance.
Middle distance.
Like,
is that what you say?
Far. Yes, sir. It's like it's not too far, but it's like medium.
Yeah.
Like the mile and 2 miles, like the
That's
longer.
long distance.
Yes, sir.
But it's not a sprint in the 400.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's a sprint, like, but you gotta like control it.
It's a
like,
pace sprint, controlled sprint.
Yes, sir.
So what's it like? What's it like running those two events? Because they're actually two different events, obviously, in terms of that pace. How hard is that to separate it sometimes?
I mean, it's hard, but like the 400 helps me work on my 800, and then the 800 helps me work on my 400 with endurance and things like that. So it just to keep me like keep my body straight, to keep moving and like working on my arms and things like that, my stride, just to keep pushing, just like building endurance throughout the race or races that I run.
I don't want to give away strategy, but would you rather get off to a pretty good start and have everybody chasing you, or would you rather chase at the end and have a kick?
I'd rather do the chase because you get to see all your opponents in front of you, and then if you catch them, then you get to build off of them after that.
Yeah.
So you would probably be in the front. So I would just always try to like stay with the pack.
Yeah,
always
close
stay
enough.
with the pack. Yes, sir.
I like that part of track and field, though, when someone's got it, because at the end, you can see it. It's just guts at the end, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you just got to let it go.
Whoever dies the slowest.
I like that. That's a good way to say it. So, hey, I've got to be honest with you. I don't know how good UC track and field program is.
Yes,
how are you guys? And how good is track and field in this area? We know that now. We got the Bob Hayes Invitational.
Yes, sir.
We know the talent that comes out of here. Like, I do know that. But how's UC? How's the competition you guys will face this year? What's the track season going to be like?
I would say the track season is going to be really good this year. I mean, we were kind of in a rebuild last year, like just everybody getting back to what they need to be. And then, like, the opponents we face, like Providence, like all those schools in our district, they really push us. Like, they're really, like, a big opponent. And we're going to try to beat them this year. And we got to make something shake, try to beat them.
I like it.
Providence is like the number one.
They are, huh? Providence number one. I like, what do you do all day at a track meet, by the way, when you're not running? Because those things are long.
Yes, sir. I sit down, hydrate, probably get a Gatorade or a body armor, just stay hydrated.
Playing some games on the phone or something?
Sometimes. Or I'll just watch a movie or something like that.
I like it. Hey, man, good luck. Are you guys going to Bob Hayes? Will you
yes, sir.
in that?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
it's an invitational, so
that's right. So
some of us are going to go, yes, sir.
All right, well, hopefully you guys get the invite, and you can watch that one, by the way, on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Corbin, good to meet you, man. Good luck. Have a great spring, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. We'll rotate them in and out here. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Throw that on if you can, and we'll talk some lacrosse. Girls lacrosse at Bowles. We've had boys lacrosse at Bowles. What about some girls lacrosse at Bowles? How are the Lady Bulldogs?
We're looking pretty good.
Are we allowed to call you the Lady Bulldogs? Is that okay?
That's okay.
You guys pretty good?
Yeah, so we're 1-1 right now in the season. We have our third game coming up today against Decoy.
Okay.
We're feeling pretty good. We have a new coach this season. She came from Beachside. She's really made a big impact on the program. We have a super young team. A lot of people graduated last year, but we're feeling good.
What is your name, by the way?
My name's Anna Giordano.
Okay, and what year are you?
I'm a senior midfielder.
So what is that like when you get a new coach in? I mean, you probably got a little like, okay, what's this going to be like, right?
Yeah, totally. There was a big question in the beginning of the season, but she's put a lot of trust into us and a lot of preparation, hard work we've seen from her, and we love that, and we really respect that, and we appreciate it. So it's awesome.
Teach us a little bit of lacrosse here. Does it change? Does your whole scheme change when you get a new coach? Did something stay the same? What is that? Like?
So our defense and offense actually changed. We have like a whole new coaching staff this year. So a lot of our offense changed, but a lot of our offensive players did too.
Okay.
A lot of them graduated, and we have a ton of younger girls this year. So it's looking good, yeah.
Sounds like they're counting on you to be a little bit of a leader with a younger team.
Yes,
do you like that role?
Yes, sir, I do. I've been captain since sophomore year, so I've been like kind of growing into that. And we have 4 senior captains this year, so they're able to help a lot, and it's fun. Yeah.
Are you going to continue playing lacrosse after high school or what?
Yes, sir. I'm going to play at University of Oregon.
Oh, wow, at Oregon.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you're really good. I should probably know that. Oregon, that's interesting now because I grew up in New England. I worked up in New York, and lacrosse is huge in the Mid-Atlantic. It's getting bigger here down south.
Yes.
Is it big out there? Is it in the...
No, not really, but they just switched to the Big Ten 2 years ago.
Okay.
I believe, and so now we're going to be traveling to the East Coast,
so
Midwest.
They want to be better in it.
Totally. It's definitely a hard conference, but it'll be good competition.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That'll be really fun. You got to be looking forward to that.
Totally, I am.
Yeah, and Oregon's a cool place anyway, and obviously they've got all the facilities and everything. Was it a tough decision?
Honestly, not really. The coaching staff was just amazing, and the team culture was like unmatched from any other school I visited. So it was pretty easy.
Wow.
It was definitely not what I expected going into the recruiting process, but I'm
That's
happy
really
it turned
cool.
out that way.
Congratulations on that. Now, no problem being far away from home, huh? A little apprehensive about that, or what?
A little, but I think it'll be good. The girls said that the team is like a family to them, like a family away from home, so hopefully that'll be good.
You'll love it. You'll do great. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck to
Thank you, sir.
Bowls Lacrosse here this season, and to you at the next level.
Thank you so much.
You bet. All right, what do we do? We got a couple more coming in. Let's keep rolling them in before we take a break. How are you? All right, throw that on if you can, and give us a little introduction. Name, school, sport.
Yes, sir. Alita Cashwell, Bowls School, softball,
How
senior.
many people did Bowls bring to this thing? I feel like we've got you all on.
Yeah.
Bowls softball. All right.
Yes, sir.
How are you guys looking?
We're looking great. I'm super excited. I think this is going to be one of the best years we've had in a long time.
I think I just heard last night you got some new stuff going on at Bowls,
Yes, sir.
right?
New pitcher, whole new coaching staff, couple new things to the field. Super excited.
Yeah, and I think Coach Cobb, right? Coach
Minnie.
Minnie. Okay,
Yes,
sorry,
sir.
my bad. How has that been? Like, what's that like?
It's great.
And can you feel it? Because Bowls is really good in a lot of things. Softball hasn't been kind of one of these powerhouse programs, but I think now there's some intention on trying to build it back up, right?
Yes, sir. They all played at such a high level. They know how to win big games. They know how to get us prepared. They know that we got to work on the little things to win these big games. So they got us working hard.
Is it fun to be a part of that, to kind of flip this, and you can kind of feel it that, hey, people might sleep on us a little bit, and now wait until you see what we've got?
Oh, yeah. Our motto is just make people feel like they should have won that game. Like, we really did beat them, and they have to accept that, and that's why, I mean, we're no pressure. Like, we got nothing to lose. We're ready to win, show people what's up.
I like that. So what's the position?
Shortstop, middle infield.
I love it.
Yes,
you love that? And
Oh, yeah.
have you always played that?
Yeah, moved around a couple times. Played outfield my sophomore year. Play a little third base as well, but mainly shortstop.
Very good. What's this like this right now? Because you guys did preseason last week, but now everything starts going, right? You get your season kicked off. Is it you got anxiousness, some nerves for it, just fired up for it? What's the feeling like?
I think we're fired up. I'm ready to go. Like, we got our first game today, and I'm pumped.
Who are you playing today?
Nice.
Okay, good luck.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nice, and I think I saw on the schedule you go to Creekside later in the week, or maybe
Yes,
they
sir.
go to you or something. But good luck to start the season, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
We'll be keeping an eye on Bowls softball, and as they change the program, I've heard some good things about Bowls and what's going on there with the softball program. It's actually been a little surprising at times, right? That it's one of the sports that you don't usually see them in championship games or contending along the way. All right. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Pop in and give everybody an introduction, name. We know Atlantic Coast, and I think I know softball.
Yeah. My name's Emma Cano. I go to Atlantic Coast and I play softball. I'm a middle infielder and outfielder.
All right. Are you now a senior?
Yes.
Okay. And look out for the Rays. These guys are pretty good. I was just talking to Coach a little bit earlier. You guys have really built this program up, had a terrific season last year, and now it's like you can't sneak up on anybody anymore, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know that, kind of feel that people know that you're pretty good?
Yeah, we're walking into games and we're like, oh, these teams expect us to be good because of how we were last year, because last year was like the sneak attack year. Last year was like, oh, nobody expects Atlantic Coast to be good, but then we came up and we won districts for the first time in a long time, and we were runners-up in Gateway, and I don't think anybody really expected that from us. So this year we're coming to games knowing that teams are going to expect us to be good, and we just have to keep that standard.
It's pretty cool, the program, because a lot of these girls played together, right, at middle school. And so I think if you knew it, you saw it coming, right, that this was a talented group and continues to be. Still a lot of young players on that team. Has it been fun to watch that and kind of grow together?
Yeah.
In a day and age where it's hard to do that. People are transferring all over the place, but it seems like a very community-built program right now.
Yeah, a lot of these girls, like our pitcher, Morgan, we've been playing together since we were like 6 years old.
Yeah, that's cool.
And like a lot of the players I've grown up with and I've played with on different organizations, and it's just great to see how much they've progressed and like see them succeeding alongside me, and like seeing how we can come together as a team after even like being together for so long. We can still like learn new things about each other, come together and just play how we love to play.
All right, so why does it work? Coach Fisher, I watch him during games, and he's so laid back. I don't know if I could be that laid back if I was watching you guys play.
I think our dynamic is just so good. Like, we're all so close to each other that we can kind of just look at each other and know what to do. I know when I'm on the field and I'm talking to my first baseman or shortstop, I'll just give them like a little hand sign and they'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So we've kind of just like built this relationship with each other where we can just look at each other and know exactly what to do, as well as like receive the input from our coaches.
Are you playing at the next level? Remind
Yes.
me. Where are you going?
Going to Hamilton College.
Hamilton College. I think I remember that. All right, well, go have a great year, and we'll be watching the Stingrays, all right? Thank you. All right, we're going to take a time out here on the Brent and Austen Show, and back to maybe put a bow on this thing, or maybe we're just done for the day, depending on the time of all this. But High School Sports Spring Media Day, we'll have more covered with Action Sports Shacks throughout the week as well. With all these kids, there's so many of them, we could sit here for 8 hours and interview them all, but good to get a little bit of a car wash with different sports coming through here in this hour. We'll be right back. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Shacks, 24/7 Network.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austen Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in